for you.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. At Los Angeles International Airport, changes are arriving daily to help reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the travel experience. The LAX economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding, and in the future, the People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. For more information, go to their website, flylax.com/transforminglax. That's flylax.com/transforminglax.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Travis Rogers, DeMarco Farr.
The far side. You ready for the far side? I'm in the far side.
You're in the far side.
Go.
Welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. So let's get to the fun, shall we? The Travis and DeMarco Show right now.
Yeah!
You sound like a chainsaw. I love when you do that. What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good.
I'm excited. I'm just as geeked as you are. Come on now.
It is my last day in the place of the presumably quite tan Travis Rogers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
In Hawaii. He is
tan Travis.
He's going to be at some point on the plane back, gripping the living bleep out of Susan's hand.
Nice.
Because he's afraid to be on the plane.
Okay, I think he might have gotten over it. He might have de-stressed a little bit. But you said tan
I don't
Travis.
know with the
you don't think so?
news around planes right now. I think it's not going to help anybody who's scared of plane travel. So I think he's probably still going to be gripping the sides.
When you said tan Travis, I thought of Mel from Scarface. I did. That's tan Travis. So that's exactly who I thought of. Oh my God, I can see it now.
It's a weird thing,
what?
but trying to picture Travis laying out it's a weird
like in
visual.
the shorts with the oil on.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
What?
Or just Travis? Because think about how much
the
he's
body
talked
type
about.
or just Travis.
Travis.
Like Travis laying down, not saying a word, just sunning
himself. Shirtless. He's talked about his self-consciousness with his mystery tattoo.
But he's away. Nobody knows him. He's chilling. He's good. He can have the shirt off and the Speedo. I picture Travis with Speedos on.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why do you picture that?
Yeah,
He would never do that.
Because he's away. He's out.
Do you know who Travis is?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do you think Travis is using this as his way of letting his freak flag fly?
I think Travis just let it all go. Give me the thong Speedos.
What?
We're going out. We're in the ocean. We're sunning. We're doing the whole
all
nine.
the way adopt a European accent?
No,
like create an entire role for himself.
No, think
Travis.
Think Gene Hackman in The Firm. He's just chilling. He is just chilling at night, with the slacks on. He's open. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what he's doing right now.
Hackman was drunk as hell.
Yeah,
in that movie.
That's what I'm talking about.
I would do a little chest out, but no thong.
With the hair.
Yeah,
I
a
wonder
little
if
hair,
Travis is
chest
hairy.
out.
Yeah, with the hair out.
I don't know if it's hairy.
I would really love to not picture any of this.
Come on now, with the gold chain. He's doing it.
No.
Hey, Susan, let's pretend like we don't know each other tonight.
I'll
meet you at the bar.
We've started creating role playing for these people. Oh my Lord!
I bet Travis kicking it. Yeah, that's awesome.
I think he's having his margaritas. I think he's having his shirt on adventures. I think he's going on hikes.
So he's just going to have a strip of tan. It's just going to be a button down that's slightly opened. There's going to be 6 inches across his abdomen up and down that's totally tan.
Yeah.
Everything else pale white.
We're going to find out.
Sure.
We're going to find out.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
You're going to find out.
We're going to find out. I'm happy. I'm in a good mood. I haven't been in this good a mood in I don't know how long. This time of year, because I depend on basketball. I depend on the Lakers for my enjoyment. And finally, the Lakers are fun to watch again.
What a weekend.
Yeah.
The Lakers go to Denver, the place of their nightmares for the last couple seasons. They beat Denver 123-100 in a game.
Say that again.
123-100 in a game. They were leading wire to wire.
You know what?
They never trailed in a game against the Denver Nuggets over 48
I don't
minutes.
hate Denver. Do you hate Denver?
No.
I don't hate Jokic.
No.
I don't hate their fan
Jokic
base.
is impossible to hate.
I'm just sick of them beating the Lakers.
Yeah. I hear from a lot of Laker fans who don't like Michael Malone. And
Why?
Because Mike Malone's a red ass. I mean, he is one of those.
Oh, they just don't like red ass coaches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he talks a lot of bleep, but also for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I mean, he said he's the Lakers' daddy.
I was going to say
well, how many times in a row?
Okay, but if you're a Laker fan and someone's saying you're your daddy, you probably don't like that.
I don't know if he actually said that he was their daddy.
Let me play the sound.
Did he say it?
Didn't we get into the teens as far as consecutive butt kickings?
Yes, let me play
you can say
the
whatever
sound
you want.
of Michael Malone saying Lakers' daddy.
You are the
He came into this world
It is the
as the son
GM.
of a
Right.
coach,
Right.
but in these playoffs, he became the Lakers' daddy.
But that was not Michael Malone. To be like now, Michael Malone.
Somebody was hyping him up.
Right now, Michael Malone never said, "Oh, come on now, their daddy's too strong."
Well,
Like,
you co-signed it.
he
so
never
he said it.
Yes,
Yeah,
he never
he's-
refuted it. But I just, for the sake of accuracy,
Yeah.
Michael Malone did not declare himself the Lakers' daddy.
He's
but,
not on my
but
public
it's
enemy
been-
#1 list. I just got sick of Denver beating them.
He has treated though wins over the Lakers with
Yeah.
a lot of relish.
You should.
He will always complain
Yeah.
that the Lakers get more coverage than Denver, even
They
when
do.
Denver is beating them, like all of that stuff. The Lakers come into this game. They beat the Nuggets by 23 points on a night where Luka looks like Luka.
Getting back in shape.
I told you
Getting
not
back in
to worry.
shape.
I told you not to worry.
Well, I mean,
he was 6 weeks off of playing basketball.
With a calf injury.
2 weeks in a row, it looked bad. It wasn't the fact how he was playing; it was how bad he looked while he was playing. So, of course, there was some concern.
Yeah, I think there was also,
but there was a lot going on. He's coming back. He's trying to get into shape. He's trying to figure out what's going on. So
he's wrapping his head around the idea of I am not the next Mavericks icon that everybody said I was going to be, and that's why I bought another house.
You know, I heard that over the weekend. One of those dudes, one of those talking heads said it was the first time, and it dawned on me. It was like the first time that a team told Luka, "We don't want you." And I'm like, you know, he's probably never experienced that. So that will shatter your world for a little bit.
He's been a professional since he was a teenager. He played for Real Madrid. Like, he has been sought after his entire life. When the Sacramento Kings and Atlanta, like, I don't remember the exact draft order configuration, but ultimately
But Atlanta got Trae Young.
Right. And Vlade Divac, who was familiar, Vlade was familiar with Luka, did not take him for Sacramento.
John
Took
said
Marvin
that.
Bagley,
and he got fired because of it. And
among many reasons.
You should be. Well, that's what I thought. There was more than one, but that you should be fired if you pass up on a Luka. But the first time that's ever happened to where we don't want Luka on our team. What? Really?
Right.
World shattered.
In his prime, he never even asked to move anywhere. He never signaled that he'd want to go anywhere.
He went to sleep in Dallas and woke up in L.A.
Right, like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about playing against LeBron. Now I'm playing with LeBron. Wait a minute. What the hell is going on here?
The way you phrased it, like, I went to sleep in Dallas, woke up in L.A. It's very similar to a night of heavy drinking where the last thing you remember is starting out in one place, then you wake up somewhere completely foreign, and it takes you a little while to piece together
you weren't
what
supposed
the
to
hell
tell that
happened.
story. You weren't supposed to. Greg's going to be mad at you. See,
but it's the same concept.
Yeah,
You're
it
like,
is.
How did this just happen?
And you're taking it all in.
Right.
And going back to the coach about, you know, he takes the victories over the Lakers. He's a little extra with it. Well, you should. It is. This is a team that people talk about even when they're bad. That's what I'm saying. This is the Lakers. It's different. So,
and at the same time, after the game, J.J. Redick said, we planned so heavily for this game. We prepped so heavily for this game. Why? Because it's not like any other game. Like, we can get into this coming up next. The Lakers needed to win this game on a variety of different levels, but one of them is the psychology of this game.
You know, I would bet a body part, and you guys know I don't like to bet on stuff, but I'd be willing to bet a body. Can I say a pinky?
Sure.
The tip of my pinky finger, toe. I would be shocked if J.J. Redick didn't turn out to be a great coach.
He's looking good so far.
You tell me where the flaw is, where the knock is
But
so
weren't
far.
you just saying that, will he survive this all? Like last week, you were saying, will J.J. Redick survive, we'll be here for 10 years?
That's not what I said, but close. No, I said I wonder if JJ goes 8 years without a championship, is he still here?
Well, if he goes 8 years without a championship, given this organization's track record for cycling through coaches, he's clearly doing something they like, because they haven't had a coach go longer than 3 years in nearly a decade.
I know. I'm just if
that would be a renewed contract.
If the Lakers are contending, they're perennial contenders. They never get beyond the 4th seed for 6 years. Does JJ survive that? It depends on how Luka feels about him.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, obviously the relationship between JJ and Luka is really going to matter, but
but just going forward, before we got back into that, I would be shocked if he doesn't turn out to be a great coach in the NBA, because tell me where the flaw is. The guy played. He's a Duke grad, obviously smart. The guy can game plan. Caught Denver off guard completely. The guy can coach. Completely outcoached Malone. Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or unless Malone was holding that card until the playoffs.
I don't know.
Knows?
I mean, to be fair to Michael Malone, the Lakers' sample size with Luka, much less Luka playing well, is really small. So, like, in some ways, there's very little to prep for that's tangible, that you actually know what they're going to do. On some level,
Denver or the Lakers?
For Denver. Some level, they're figuring this out as they go, because you only have so much to go on in the first place, because Luka's only played 4 games, counting Saturday.
Yeah.
Only 4 games with them. Couple of them, Jared Vanderbilt wasn't healthy. Couple
the Luka stuff is different. That's just Luka being Luka. Go ahead and go. I'm talking the defensive stuff, the stuff you did against Jokic. That stuff was impressive. It was very, very impressive how you disrupted him. The only question I have is, I hope you didn't use a playoff card too soon, because now Jokic had a chance to see it. But your other point is very valid. They've done this before.
Let's get into that coming up next. Like the way the Lakers completely took Nikola Jokic out of this game, the way that they matched up against Denver.
Yeah.
Obviously, they got other teams they got to beat along the way, and you don't even know if they're going to end up facing Denver in the playoffs to begin with.
There's only one Hachimura. Way to go, Rui!
He was very, very good.
That's it.
But let's get into this idea of what the Lakers showed, and if that's the game plan, how sustainable. That is all coming up on a
good one.
Michelob Ultra Reaction Monday. We react to the Kings win. Oh,
you didn't mess up your promo.
This is very far. I can't see this. All right.
There you go.
It's a Michelob Ultra Reaction Monday. We react to the Kings win over Utah and the Lakers win over Denver. Thanks to Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you can enjoy it and if I can see it. Travis and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Mason in Ireland today at 1 after Travis and DeMarco.
He said he was going to go zero Dark Mason this weekend.
What to do? He literally claimed he was going to a place that had no cell reception, no internet. And Momo, you offered him a fantasy baseball trade, and he got back to you within 10 minutes.
Yes, always.
He is a complete liar about this zero Dark Mason thing.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio. That's Mason in Ireland.
On 710 ESPN.
For ESPN LA contest rules, go to ESPNLA.com and click the contest button.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives. We partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you. From sweet and spicy to fiery hot, Right now, get our Value Bowl combo for only $8.99. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Enjoy President's Day savings all month long at Carden Alleyway Hyundai. Lease a brand new 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe SE for just $299 a month plus tax for 36 months. Plus, enjoy peace of mind driving with America's best warranty and Hyundai Assurance Program. Carden Alleyway Hyundai, just off the 91 freeway, or visit CardenAlleyWayHyundai.com. $39.99 due at signing, 10,000 miles per year. Plus tax, license, $85 doc fee, and registration. No security deposit on approved HMF credit expires March 3rd, 2025.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams: Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
National University honors those who have broken barriers and paved the way for future generations. If you're a parent and a professional, a dreamer and a doer, NU is here to support you. With flexible online classes and career-focused resources, you can earn your degree while balancing work, family, and everything in between. Empower your future today at nu.edu. That's nu.edu.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
You're from over there, I'm from over here. We're sitting in this hot tub together. What do you like to drink? See?
No.
No? Not at all? Come on.
No.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Like that beat. See? Travis is going Mel. He needs his Omar, though. I'm not the Omar.
This is Ja Rule?
This is Ja Rule.
Clap.
Yeah.
Cannot believe
what
Ja Rule dropped out of the Fast and the Furious franchise. Remember, he was in the first one.
Menage!
Apparently wanted too much money, was too difficult.
Yeah.
And Ludacris, in the meantime, is like, you can pull me out of my grave to appear in the next one of these movies. I ain't going anywhere.
That's legit fumbling the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been one of the greatest things that ever happened to Ludacris, and he was smart enough to recognize, I ain't leaving this until they decide this franchise is no more. I will be there.
You know, everybody goes through it. You were just telling me a snowboard story. We all we live and learn.
That?
We live and learn as we get older.
2 things. First of all, ESPN LA, the Lakers, and BBGO teaming up to find the Lakers Gafote, the greatest fan of all time of the Lakers.
How's that
Are
going?
you the Gafote? If so, you could win the ultimate fan package, including courtside seats and a year's supply of BBGO.
Yes.
If this is you, go to LakersGafote.com, LakersGFOAT.com to learn how to submit your entry. The snowboard story really quickly. When Brian and I were covering the Lakers for the LA Times doing their Lakers blog, I got sent on the first time I ever went on a regular season road trip. And it was like 2 of the Texas teams and Utah, but it began with a Jazz game. And me not thinking this thing through at all, looking at the schedule, I realized I would have a day in Salt Lake, and then the Lakers played the next day. And I decided I wanted to try to go snowboarding on the off day. And I actually
It's actually sound planning.
I brought my snowboard and my boots and all this stuff, not thinking about the idea that I was going to get into Salt Lake the night before really late.
2 a.m.
I was super exhausted, couldn't get out there at all, didn't have the energy, and then was stuck lugging this snowboard around to like a Spurs game.
And also, I'm assuming paying for that in the extra baggage, the extra large luggage.
I had to wait all the time for the oversized to clear.
You were that guy.
I did not think this through. I didn't even think about just rent the board, rent the boots, like rent it. You could rent the bibs, like all of it. What are you doing? Bringing all of this for one day in Utah that I ended up not snowboarding anyway.
We live and learn. Ja Rule.
I did not think the thing through.
Ja Rule. I guess Ja Rule. I had to learn twice with the Fireflies. Learn twice. But back
he
to
would
this
be the ultimate troll, by the way, if Chris Bridges, aka Ludacris, now created a great festival.
Like
a festival
incendiary
that
fest
fires off on all cylinders. Everything's
We
perfect.
Hate Ja Rule Fest. Yeah, we're gonna do it right.
The
fest.
anti-fire festival.
The Gafote thing. You get a meet and greet with a player.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah.
What player would you pick?
Luka.
If you
Are
got
you kidding
everybody.
me? Let's go.
Luka?
I'd be begging for Luka. I'd be screaming Luka. As soon as I won this, I would. Yeah, I get to meet Luka.
You and I had quite the meet and greet on Friday with Laker legends.
Yeah, Mr. Cooper.
Mr. Cooper,
who
Mr.
likes
Ori.
to dance. Yeah, and Robert Ory is bigger than I thought.
Dude,
he looked like Richard Dent.
I rarely take the picture with one of the people that we interview and setting like that. Robert Ory is my mom's all-time favorite Laker.
Glad you said that. Yeah.
He is my mom's all-time favorite. So I was like, "Do you mind taking a picture?" And of course, Ory was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." This picture with Ory, he is over a foot taller than me.
At least.
It looks ridiculous.
Okay, do we keep video? Does video run like while we're just sitting there or just when we're on the air? Because I'm curious.
That's a question for the social.
Because I want to see that video because you ran by me like a fan. It was so funny.
Well,
Mr. Ory, Robert.
I wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure I got this because I knew that Ory was being Ory was being shuttled over to like the autographs.
Yes.
and the meet and greet with other fans there because we had people turning out at Legends. It was great.
Yeah,
and I wanted to make sure that I did this before he got caught up in that, and also so I didn't have to wait for like a couple hours.
I mean, you said you threw the break, and it was like Ichiro. You threw the break, and you were moving to catch him at the same time. It was fantastic.
It's for Mom.
Yeah, it was good. And I was starstruck. That's Robert Ory, man. I mean, Big Shot Bob. His answer to why he was so cool in those moments, I loved it because I just don't care.
I heard him one time.
My brain is off. I'm just shooting. I love that.
I heard him one time years ago because he's been asked this question many times.
Yeah.
And one time he said something to the effect of, there's no pressure because to some degree people don't expect me to make that shot.
Yeah.
Because I'm not Kobe. I'm not Shaq. I'm not Jordan. I'm not a superstar with that type of pressure.
Yeah.
If I make the shot, then it just adds to the legend of this role player who steps up. But if I don't make it, it's not going to lead Sports Center. Like there's not going to be first take debates over Robert
his
Ory
shots,
missing.
They will. They're
but
iconic.
like the idea of like, should Robert Ory get the big shot?
No,
like you're not going to get that. Is Robert Ory clutch? Like that doesn't happen.
That's right. That's not a part. Yeah, I
Right.
get you. And going back to this current group, every time I see Luka hit that step back three, kabang, I think of you. Because you told me he wasn't a good three-point shooter.
Well, he is not. No,
historically, he is not. I get you, but I'm like, how can you tell me that guy can't shoot the three?
I did not say he can't shoot the three.
That's what you said.
That is not what I said. What I said was,
what I heard.
Well, it may be what you heard. It's not what I said.
Yeah.
What I said is he has never shot threes at a consistently high clip.
I get you.
And look,
I'd rather have that kind of three-point shooter than a guy with a high average. I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense. But it's not like if I wouldn't leave Luka open with the game on the line.
That's part of why his percentage can be lower than other guys. He's always covered. He's often the guy having to take a three because the offense breaks down and somebody has to put up a shot.
Yeah.
And he's not Steph, who can do all that stuff and still make him with everyone draped over him because he's the greatest shooter of all time.
No doubt. And watching him and LeBron, and it's so great how if you do this right, going back to JJ again, if you do this right and the way this went down, and you can keep one or both of those guys on the floor for 4 quarters, I love the hype that they're starting to get now, that all the talking heads are starting to change their tune. Fun. I haven't been this happy in a long time. But it sucks when you have to agree with them. If they are going and you get one or both for 4 quarters, you tell me. Out of the West, who scares you?
They're going to be really, really difficult to guard. Like the idea of a team that has multiple defenders that you can put on not just LeBron and Luka and Austin Reeves and Rui, who now can become a mismatch for a lot of the leftover defenders, but that you can put all those guys on the floor at the same time.
Yeah.
Like the list of teams.
Is Rui in the safe zone now? Is he in the trusted category?
I think Rui's
the
trusted.
Circle of trust? Okay, go ahead.
I think he's trusted.
Okay.
He may not have like a jacket, from the circle.
Okay.
But he's allowed to attend the meetings.
He can come in.
Yes.
Probationary.
Absolutely.
Does he have a circle in his profile on Twitter? Is the real question.
He's
here.
got the bottom rocker in the bike gang. He
Yes.
doesn't have it on top.
Yes.
I got you. I like
he's
it.
not quite a prospect. He's not a prospect, but he does not have the top
He
rocker.
hasn't been jumped in yet. I like it.
Side note, and I wish Jorge was here only because Jorge loves Sons of Anarchy, and he and I talk about Sons of Anarchy all
Love
the time.
that show. Yeah.
There's a guy in my neighborhood who I think is patched in somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I see him driving around in a cut with the patch on the back.
Yeah.
And he's always circling around my block. Like, I guess there's some dude from the SOA Miracle Mile who lives in my neighborhood. It's weird to see, but he's driving all over the place.
Bro, it's scary on the freeway, especially when there's traffic and you hear that, that clearly it's a Harley coming behind you. So you kind of move over a little bit and you see what's on the back of that jacket. Oh, I know that group. Yeah, go ahead.
So you were asking before about the way that they defended Jokic in this game. And they took Jokic complete. Like, I know he had a triple-double.
Yeah.
I know he had a triple-double, but it was one of those triple-doubles, 2 of 7 from the field to get his 12 points. Most of them were at the line. But also, he barely cleared the double-digit threshold in all three.
Real quick,
Luka was.
Have you heard this before? A Draymond triple-double?
Yeah.
I've never heard that. Yeah. When I heard it, I died laughing.
But explain this to people who don't know what Draymond triple.
High assists, high rebounds, and barely double-digit points.
Very typical for Draymond. Draymond's not a scorer.
12 points. Right. Okay. But anyway, go ahead.
But, Jokic was pretty ineffective in this game.
Yeah.
And, he had 6 turnovers against 10 assists. And
took 7 shots, man.
The idea of the Lakers, how they defended Jokic, Rui was often the guy starting the possession, defending him. Rui was terrific in this game. He was great on both sides of the ball, 21 points, often the starting point for, at times.
He could have told you Joker's cologne, what he had for breakfast.
Absolutely.
That's how you play.
At times guarding him largely straight up, at times being the starting point for whatever doubles would eventually come.
Yes.
A lot of rotating, scrambling out, that
Send
sort of
him
thing.
a Valentine's Day card. That's how close they were.
Jackson Hayes did not spend a lot of time on Jokic at all, often cross matches or whatever, but he was never the guy. Like, your center was not the guy guarding their center. And you asked, the idea of, did JJ potentially reveal too much for the other regular season games coming up, or if this ends up a playoff matchup again?
Because I'm thinking of just coaching and how this works and how you move forward. So either JJ revealed something too early, or maybe he didn't. You're about to tell me. Or I'm assuming Malone might have had a counter, but let me just, that's what you're doing? Let me save it. I'd rather burn one now than later when it counts.
I mean, I think the West is so tight that if you feel like you can win a game, you want to win a game.
But I do have house money if I'm Denver. But it's getting short.
Right.
Yeah,
your house money is starting to dwindle.
It's getting
your
short.
Chip stack's getting smaller.
Yeah. It's getting short.
And again, in a West that is so tight, the idea of just saving this for a...
If you're JJ or him.
If you're Denver. Saving this for a playoff matchup that may never happen. Maybe you're saving it for the upcoming regular season games.
Yeah.
The flip side is JJ may have been saving a little bit as well, too. The reason, though, that I'm not that worried about it one way or the other is this is very similar to how the Lakers defended Karl Anthony Towns without Anthony Davis. It's similar to how they defended Ivica Zubac without Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
I think to some degree, it's either you're defending with Jackson Hayes, your only center that you know is going to get minutes, or you're going the opposite route, and you're often just having your larger forwards spend time on centers, rotating, different guys are the low man, whatever. It's kind of one or the other. I don't know if there's a third thing that you could be doing. I don't know if there's an option C that JJ's sitting on.
No, not him, Malone. The other side. Like I said, Denver fans are either going to say you're smart or you're dumb. I'm sure there might have been a counter to what they were doing. We just didn't see it. But if you go small, your reaction should be to use your big. But we'll see down the stretch. But Jokic saw it. That's the one thing that I'm like, okay, well, guaranteed he's going to be working on how to get better versus what he just saw.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to say flukish. It all depends on what you do from here on out. But It was a great win. It was awesome. You got the monkey off your back. But I wouldn't say that you figured out Denver. That's where I'm trying to go with this. You have not figured out Denver. You just beat them. You finally stopped streak. That's it.
No, they've not figured out Denver.
Right. You haven't figured out Jokic either.
Right. You can't. Well,
you forced him into a bad night.
The entire league has had multiple seasons to figure out Nikola Jokic.
Right.
And nobody's done it.
But I haven't seen him look that bad. He was frustrated.
He was very frustrated.
Yeah.
The matchups now are very different moving forward between the Lakers and the Nuggets in ways that I think favor the Lakers now.
I don't know what answer anybody has on the other end. That quote with LeBron saying, "I'm a natural receiver, he's a natural quarterback." I get it. I mean, if they get into simpatico to where they're vibing, you tell me what scares you.
Okay.
You tell me what stops that. I don't know.
I don't know what stops it, but if you want to be a skeptic, the idea of what would stop it would be there are people who think LeBron is going to resist the idea of Luka being the face of the franchise.
But why? You don't have to carry the load.
Coming up, all the signs, including things J.J. Redick has said, things LeBron has said, that you do not need to worry about this. This is not a thing. That's coming up. Travis and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
The Kings returned from the 2-week break and earned a hard-fought win over Utah, thanks to veterans Drew Doughty and Trevor Lewis.
Rebound around the wall for Fiala right wing. Steps up top. Fiala soft pass to the middle. Doughty winds and scores!
And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/LA right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Cap here. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt. With years of experience and a passion for helping people, if you've got water damage at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. That's 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt. Your claim, our game.
The CONCACAF Nations League Finals arrive at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, March 20th to 23rd. USA versus Panama, followed by Canada versus Mexico. The dream is now. Don't miss the Final Four national teams in the semifinals doubleheader. 1 ticket, 2 matchups. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text HIM to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text HIM to 321-321. That's HIM to 321-321.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN.
I want to put my feet in the sand. I want to drink. I want to eat. I want to walk. I want to have the sun on my face. That's it.
Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
I got a movie question. Where you at?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there. Well, they can see you.
Yeah.
I guess they can. There's a YouTube.
For the sickos who like to watch.
I just told him,
Okay.
if there was ever a movie made on my life story, I want Ron Howard to direct it.
Okay.
Because he seems to smooth out the rough edges.
Sure. Yeah.
Make it more palatable. Okay, so I watched a movie this weekend, and it took me 15, 20 minutes to realize, oh my God, it's about J.D. Vance.
The movie being Hillbilly Elegy.
Oh, so you had no idea what Hillbilly Elegy was?
Zero. I was watching it for Glenn Close. I remember the movie came
that
out,
movie's
Ron
terrible.
Howard, Glenn Close. I saw the shot of her looking like the way she looks in the movie. Oh, this is going to be good. So we watched it for that. 20 minutes in, I'm like, did he say J.D. Vance? Oh my God.
And the movie is complete crap. Like, that movie sucks as a movie.
What sucks about it?
The acting is so overblown. Amy Adams is terrible. Glenn Close is terrible. The makeup is bad. The story is bad. I read the book back in 2017.
Yeah, it's not like the book?
It's exactly like the book, and the book is not great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amy Adams.
Yeah.
Okay, she was effective for me because I hated her. Wasn't that the point? I hated her character.
You can hate somebody, but I also think it was not a great performance at the same time. It was very overblown and overacted. Wasn't the right casting for Amy Adams.
Okay,
in that role.
whoever played the young J.D. Vance, yeah, I could have sidekicked him out of the movie.
Well,
He was driving me nuts.
Yeah,
But okay,
I could do a lot about that movie.
I
so.
just watched it. I was like, oh my God. Oh, I get it now. Okay, but wow, he smoothed out a lot. Okay, anyway.
He's a good director. Ron Howard is a very
super
good director.
I think that movie maybe I don't think Ron would love to make again or have really mentioned. In
Okay,
his
that
movies.
I did go down the rabbit hole
Yeah.
after I saw this. I'm like, let me check into this for a hot minute. I forgot all the brouhaha. When did that movie come out?
It was like 2020.
Okay, a lot going on then. I remember it, and I didn't have time for it, so I finally watched it. I was excited for it, and yeah, okay.
Yeah, that movie is terrible.
Anyway, okay, yeah. Meemaw?
Meemaw.
Okay.
I have not seen the movie, but I'm aware that Glenn Close was Meemaw.
Meemaw.
And it ultimately ended up leading to her streak of nominations without winning an Oscar.
Okay.
And I feel bad for her.
I have a feeling they left a lot out.
Well, she has been getting nominations since
Okay.
the 80s and not winning.
Great Ron Howard film though that I have watched recently. It's the one that about the kids getting lost in the cave.
Oh yeah,
I heard that is
South
good.
America.
I've
It's
not
really
seen
good. Like I watched it with my family when I was on vacation a couple years ago, and it's like I remember the story. You know, I don't remember the exact details, but he does a really great job at giving you the both the heartbreak, the suspense, everything. I think that was a really good movie.
Who knew? Richie Cunningham. See, who knew?
Dude, he came out of the gate with Night Shift.
Right.
Loved Night
Great
Shift.
movie. Yes.
Love Night Shift.
You're an idea man.
But yeah, Ron Howard is kind of
edible paper.
Ron Howard is kind of hit or miss for me, but he is overly nostalgic. But I think that also isn't a bad thing when you're doing a biopic.
Right. So after the 123-100 win in Denver over the Nuggets, which
butt kicking.
J.J. Redick conceded, we prepped our asses off for this game. Like one of the things that you mentioned, J.J. Redick, positive qualities as a coach that we've seen in just half a season or 50-ish games.
Yeah.
He is not shy or too concerned about looking cool to admit, yeah, this game matters. This regular season game matters. I care a lot. And I think that's important, in particular when you have a star who's 40, who, by his own admission, it is hard to mentally get up for these things sometimes when you've been there, done that, season 22, yada, yada, yada. I think it helps when you have a coach that raises the urgency for everything as opposed to try to downplay it. After this win, where Luka finally looked like Luka, 32 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists against just 1 turnover, 4 steals, a lot of yelling at the crowd, a lot of yelling at everybody.
Doesn't he look like a brat child when he's yelling at refs? Yeah. Where are your parents?
Oh. These kids today.
My God. Did he just say the F word? Yeah, he did. In the Target? Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm. So Redick said afterwards, quote, talking about the way things are going to operate moving forward, I think Luka needs to be the guy that controls the offense. And Bron and AR, being Austin Reeves, we're going to stagger everyone. They're going to have their times to be on the ball. But all 3 of these guys are very intelligent basketball players. We can create mismatches. We can get teams in the blender. But just denoting that all things being equal, the ball is going to be in Luka's hands the most.
Yeah.
And then logically LeBron, then logically Austin. If you look at the usage from this game against Denver, Luka's was at about 36%. LeBron roughly 28, Austin roughly 21, and those type of numbers have been pretty consistent in terms of first, second, third, and like the space between first and second, second and third. It's been pretty consistent. LeBron, when talking about this, asked about it. I'm a natural-born wide receiver, and he's a natural-born quarterback, so it fits perfectly.
Shut up.
Well, LeBron...
I mean, I love him, but shut up.
LeBron was an all-state tight end. He actually was in high school.
Player.
He was.
You're a basketball player. If you're a natural-born receiver, you'd be Randy Moss.
But
you'd be in the Hall of Fame by now.
But he is as great a wide receiver in this league.
And nobody's hitting Luka as he's throwing. So stop.
Okay, that part does fall.
Anyway,
apart.
but I get what he's trying to say there. Yeah.
It's yet another sign, and I know people are looking for LeBron to eventually agitate against this, to be upset, for his ego to get in the way.
Yeah.
It is yet another sign. It's not going to happen.
Do you guys know, do you know what JJ majored in? Does anybody know?
I can look it up.
Okay. Look it up real quick, because I think him saying
my first guess is semantics.
Well, not semantics.
He
but
majored in history and cultural anthropology.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smart guy.
I don't know if he did his whole 4 years. Did he? Does anyone know if he did his whole 4 years, or did he graduate
I think
early?
he graduated.
I think he did graduate.
Yeah. Okay. So smart guy, and he's media trained. He's been nose to nose with Stephen A. One of the first guys to ever back Stephen A. down on his own show, right? So I think JJ saying that it goes through Luka first, and then LeBron and AR.
4 years at Duke.
4 years at Duke, and then if you're LeBron, if you felt some sort of way about that, I'm sure JJ would engage. Tell me I'm wrong then. Tell me I'm wrong not to run this through Luka first.
Here's the thing.
I don't think LeBron would say that.
No.
That's what I'm saying. So I think JJ putting that out there is brilliant. It speaks to how good of a coach he's going to be.
I think
I
think first of all, it's good for JJ to put this out here now. A, because you're just getting ahead of any questions, any media narratives,
you just set
whatever.
the tone.
Right.
Yeah.
But also, too, you only have, I think, 27 games left. You don't have time to figure this out by trial and error. Like, you need to get all your ducks in a row. You need everything to be clear.
Yeah.
So let's just cut through all the noise. This is the way it's going to be. But when it comes to Luka and LeBron and their chemistry on the court, that relationship, I realize that Luka getting traded here sucker punched everybody, including LeBron.
Including Luka.
Including Luka.
Yes.
Nobody knew about this. And this is the first time in LeBron's career, I'm guessing, that a move of any magnitude, much less this big,
did not include him.
Right, that he's out of the loop.
Aren't you curious? Because I'm right there with you. Just like all of LA, feel the same way. I'm curious as to what he does next. Because there's two ways you can go. You can be mad and pout because I wasn't informed about this. Or you can fall in line with this, become the 1B option. I would never call him the second option. The 1B option, and have a chance at a winner now and next year.
Every single sign we've seen from LeBron is he is cool with it.
Looks like he's
fine with it.
Yeah.
Rich Paul recently went on Gilbert Arenas' podcast and in so many words said, if we had gotten wind of this deal, like if it had gotten out enough that we had gotten wind of it, there's a chance that it might have fallen apart. Like, of
course.
We're glad that it ultimately went this way. One assumes that Rich Paul is at least on some level speaking for LeBron. LeBron has been, for the last few years, agitating for more help. He's been saying, this season, our margin for error is basically non-existent. He just got a player who's better than Anthony Davis, who can more directly make his life easier than Anthony Davis could. LeBron has an ego because all stars have egos, and that's fine. But unless LeBron's ego is so rooted in insecurity that he can't get past,
that's new to me.
Can't get past being left out of the loop for reasons that make sense. There's no reason for LeBron to be upset.
I'm with you. You know what came out on my feed the other day was LeBron in high school. LeBron playing the number one high school in the country and beating them. And they interviewed him. And it was so, if you go back and watch, he is so mature beyond his years there.
He's always been.
And the first thing he does is talk about his teammates. So he's always been a selfless type. I think he likes being a member of a team. This whole LeBron is a front-runner, selfish guy, I think that might be smoke. I think LeBron is more comfortable with this than we think. Because why wouldn't you be if you're LeBron?
Again, you have to get over the piece of this that is the Lakers saying you are no longer the number one priority. Because
in year 22,
right? Sure.
If you've got a problem with that, you're never mind.
I don't think he will. I'm just saying that's the expectation for some people because they think Le GM LeBron has to be in charge of everything. It's about a power dynamic, and there's no question that with this Luka trade, the power dynamic between the Lakers and Clutch shifted on some level. It did. And by making this trade this way, the unspoken piece of it is LeBron is not as important as Luka. If we have to risk
that's
well. Look, I
wouldn't exactly phrase it that way. It's just what it is.
Well, it's unspoken.
1A, 1B. Yeah.
But what Rob Pelinka ultimately said was, if we have to risk alienating LeBron in order to bring in Luka, that's what we are going to do because he's a higher priority.
Yeah.
I don't think LeBron's going to be alienated at all because I don't think there's any
Didn't look
reason.
like it. No.
LeBron has been saying.
How many times did the Nuggets beat the Lakers in a row?
Many.
Okay. You just beat them. Finally.
Right.
What changed? What was different about this team versus the past? So
LeBron is smart enough to recognize what Luka being here can do.
Don't walk because you're mad at the bus driver.
Right.
They were 1-13 against the Nuggets going into Saturday.
Don't walk because you're mad at the bus driver.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
In the last 14 games.
There is no. Again, you have to remove that piece for LeBron of just the recognition.
I would stop talking about it.
Priority.
Yeah, I would stop talking about it. And just, it is what it is. You're a better basketball team with Luka.
Yeah,
and I think that's where JJ's going.
I don't think LeBron is upset about any of this. It's just, it becomes a talking point just because JJ laid out that ball handling hierarchy, which, again, gets back to that question of how does LeBron feel about it. My guess is he's cool with it.
And in a month, it could completely, totally flop because if he's hot, go with him. That's the benefit of having two of them.
I think Luka also is likely wise enough not to try to Bigfoot LeBron in his first half season with the Lakers.
Yes.
Like, all of these things are common sense. Coming up next, we're going to enter the far side on Travis and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
The biggest show on the radio.
Mason and Ireland, weekdays at noon.
I'll do some reporting for you guys also on your contracts.
Wait a minute, you're going to do reporting on our contracts?
There's every intention of offering you a contract at some point.
That's fine.
I don't know when.
Okay, go watch Glenn Ross. Get them to sign on the line that is dotted.
So you two have
money. That's you, Bergman. You're not closing.
Be closing.
Always. I'm not the closer in this situation, but in sometime within the next 134 days.
Where in the trust tree is Bergman in terms of Like you're below a lot of people on the trust tree.
Well,
Well, he doesn't sign the
You're not
checks.
the closer.
I don't know.
You're
not
like
the
a
closer.
setup guy. You're like a middle reliever.
Sure.
You're
I'm
an
Kevin
innings
Johnson
eater.
now with
Yeah,
the
you're an
Angels.
innings
I'm
eater.
a setup man.
Yeah, you're a setup man.
Yeah.
Steve Mason and John Ireland today at noon.
Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
So Mark Real from Real Fathers writes, I always say on the air, you have to have the right family law firm that is going to get you the happiness you deserve and the justice you deserve.
Really, the legal system is designed and set up for fathers to fail. I set out to create a firm and to create something that would help all men navigate that successfully.
We have a new phone number for Real Fathers Rights.
833-ESPN 710.
And RFR710.com.
Yes, RFR710.com.
Hey, nice job, Pete. I like those clean lines. Fellas, do we have anyone that can get to Greenport today?
At Corey's Landscaping, the staffing plan is in the weeds.
Anthony, we need that leaf blower over here. 3 more new customer requests just came in. Who wants to work some overtime?
He needs to dig up quality landscapers and fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now boarding Group A. Please have your boarding passes ready to scan. If your phone is cracked, old, or was chewed up by your Chihuahua travel companion, please refrain from holding up the line. We ask that you kindly not be that guy, and instead simply go to Verizon and trade in any phone from their top brands in any condition on any unlimited plan for the new Samsung Galaxy S25 with Galaxy AI.
With new line on my plan. Additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
You unlock this door with a key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into the land of shadow and substance, of things and ideas you've crossed over into the far side.
I'm in the far side.
You're in the far
Let's
side.
Go.
It is the middle ground between light and shadow.
Do you know what helped?
4 or 5 hour ride.
I jumped in the ocean. It helped.
Between science and superstition.
I gotta feel quick. I gotta feel quick. I gotta feel fast. I want to feel naked out there.
And it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. The far side.
That is true. I do fold clothes faster naked. I feel faster. I don't know why.
You fold them?
Yeah.
You fold clothes faster while naked?
Yeah, sometimes. Like in the morning, folding the workout
So if
clothes.
you have to do laundry, do you first undress and then put it away?
If I time it out right, I got some clothes in the dryer, go for the workout, come back in, do what I got to do, take a shower, dry off, get the clothes from the dryer, put them on the bed, and fold them right there. And sometimes I just pull right from what I'm taking out of the dryer and put it on and come on in, like today, right now. So yeah, I do fold better naked. Why did I say that to you? I have no idea why.
That's weird.
I wasn't going to stop you.
Oh,
You're on a roll.
I want to feel quick. Thank you, Laura, for this text from George Sedano. Do you want to read it, or should I read it? I think this is fantastic. Is this a tweet?
It is.
Yes.
From George.
Yes.
We had a medical emergency on my flight from Minneapolis to LA this AM. There's a lot of complaining about air travel. I'm one of them. Shout out to the Delta crew for acting so fast and helping the passenger, plus the passengers who assisted as well. A nice reminder. People can be inherently good. Thank you, George.
Have you guys experienced a medical emergency on a plane before? I had it one time, and it was on the way to Hawaii.
Yeah?
It wasn't me. It was someone else on my plane. Had a medical emergency, and we were like in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Wow.
And thankfully, it was all worked out. You know, I think the woman had just she was diabetic and just had to get her insulin and everything, and had passed out. But was definitely scary when you're in this situation. So I'm glad that the crew on that Delta flight was great.
I think, Emily, we're going to adopt something on the far side. I'm going to read something positive.
Great.
I love those.
Love that.
We need to be reminded how, about good stuff and people doing good stuff. There's so much bad stuff out there. So
There
how about
is.
some good stuff too? Yeah.
I had a situation on a flight. It
Yeah.
wasn't, it was a really bad one, and I've talked about it on air before, where I was on a flight and somebody had a pet, and we just heard a pop.
Who?
And let's just say the pet didn't make it to the
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So, no, this is supposed to be positive.
Yeah. I know it was supposed to be positive, but you
What
said
are we
Exploding
doing?
pets.
medical
Wait a minute.
emergency.
Hold on. What pet was it?
It was a cat.
And it
What's the pop?
popped?
Yeah.
It exploded?
we
Like
thought-
the air pressure made the cat
Like we
pop?
thought something was on the plane, so everybody was like freaking out, right? So the what is it called, the pilot or whatever?
Yeah.
Was like, oh, remain calm, and like they did all the things, and then you just hear a kid go ah, and we're like, oh my god, what's happening? We were like freaking out, and then they're like, everything's fine.
Did you guys
calm
go into
down.
space or
That's
something?
traumatizing.
No. It
That
is.
kid,
I
your
felt
cat
so bad for
blows
that
up.
kid. Like, it
How
was-
does a cat explode on a
I
plane?
have no idea.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Is this
We
is this
thought
real?
like yes, it was real. Like I was there.
Oh my god.
So we thought like I didn't know because we didn't know that happened. We thought like the cat. Like,
I mean, did they not pressurize the cabin on this flight?
I don't know. I don't know why it happened.
I mean,
it was also a cheap
wouldn't
flight.
you
I'm
pop
not gonna
too?
say what
If
airline
the
it
cat
was.
pops,
Right,
wouldn't
that's
you
what I'm
pop?
thinking
Yeah.
is-
We thought the cat because we knew there was like a cat in the front. Like they have the little thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And we thought it just like thump. Like that was but it was really loud. And then we found out when we landed what had actually happened.
Something happened to the cat.
It's like
I don't-
someone stepped on the cat.
That
the cat
had to be.
exploded,
Something fell on the cat.
We just heard the cat didn't make it.
Okay.
And the girl, the aeromoza, what is it called? The flight attendant?
Yeah.
She's like, it was just messy.
Oh, gosh. No.
I was like,
To answer,
wow.
never had a medical emergency.
That's
Never been a part of one that I know of. I've some unruly drunk passengers that they had to duct tape sometimes. Once going to Vegas.
What?
You've never
What?
seen that where they have to duct tape the
I
guy
have
to the
not
yeah.
seen
They
I've
over.
never seen that.
Oh, really?
I mean,
Overserved?
granted,
I've
the
seen
cat
it
thing, so,
on Twitter.
They've got to buckle the guy in. Yeah, just overserved or whatever he took kicked in before the flight, and he just freaked out. Happened 2 times, like in an entire lifetime. But yeah, never. You?
First of all, I feel like Laura's the one who took us down the far side. Like,
Sorry.
this is crazy.
I'm trying to,
a
delete.
cat exploding
There
on
has
a
to be like
flight.
a story about this somewhere.
Well, yes, but like the thing is, I don't know the full details because they don't tell you. Like as much as you want to get like all the tea, like the flight attendant.
I've
only
never
was,
heard
like,
of
it
an
was
exploding
messy.
cat. Yeah.
I desperately want to learn the missing details of
I
this.
can
'cause
tell
this
you the
is-
airline.
This is
if you want to
frightening.
go down,
That's
but
a
I'm
great
not
name
gonna
for
tell
a
you
drunk
there.
man, though.
I
Exploding
just
cat.
typed into to Google.
Exploding cat.
Can a
Please.
cat explode on a plane? The AI overview is no, a cat cannot quote unquote
Something
explode.
else happened to the kitty cat.
I don't know. Like that's what they told us that it was
Okay.
messy. So I'm like that's.
So the
that's
far
what
side,
told us.
DeMarco. Okay, this is gonna be tough to top.
Good. No, it's
Sorry,
good.
D.
difficult
Okay,
one.
maybe the cat like threw up a bunch.
Something happened to the cat.
No, the
it
cat
did not
was
make
dead,
the
girl.
plane.
The cat could die from throwing up too
Oh
much.
well, yeah,
So-
the cat died.
Thinking about what happened in Denver, so we can stop talking about exploding cats as we're talking about altitude. No, thinking about what happened in Denver. Big win. You absolutely stomped them. You spanked Denver. When you see, like, here's the sign of people or of a team being outcoached. When you start seeing visible signs of frustration, guys throwing stuff, you see that out of Denver's bench. They were doing something, they couldn't figure it out. They frustrated Denver. It was a new look. They waved the white flag, so to speak. So it got me thinking, could this be a statement game? Like you could mark the season before this game and after. It all depends on what you do from here. And it just reminded me, way back when. You were in school, I think, at SC in the 90s, early 90s?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so this was our run in college. We were good, but no one expected us to be great. And SC brought their team up, and they were coming off a Rose Bowl with Todd Marinovich.
Mm-hmm.
So they thought it was going to be one way. We beat them 31-0. Todd Marinovich, his big quote leaving Husky Stadium, it's still on the board in our locker room. All I saw was purple. So that was our big thing. And we rode that for 5 straight years to 3 Rose Bowls and a national championship. So I'm looking at that thinking, watching Luka play, how excited and happy he looks, watching LeBron looking like he's reinvigorated the team playing inspired basketball. I wonder, could this be that one win that sparks a run that ends with a few, not just one, but a few championships?
It's possible. I mean, whenever something happens, good or bad, there's always a starting point.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get ahead of yourselves, but it is certainly possible that this game could be the one that unlocks the potential of what you can do on the court, where
Yeah.
JJ sees, as John Ireland likes to say, the whole board, where mentally they believe that they have a different level that they can consistently rise to. Flip side of it is JJ has talked about how, remember when they lost by 40-something to Miami?
Yeah.
He had a conversation with LeBron afterwards. And one of the things that I think JJ...
That was the poor effort. This is what
Yes.
we thought LeBron was like, done.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And one of the things that I think JJ alluded to, I want to make it clear, I do not know this for a fact, but this has always been my interpretation because the timing of it lines up. I suspect one of the things that JJ talked about with LeBron was, I need you to play defense at a certain baseline. Like, I cannot have it this way, because when you are not attentive on defense, putting aside what it does to our defense when you're playing 30-something minutes a night at this level defensively, it creates a permission structure for the other guys not to play.
No doubt.
Like, I need you to rise to a certain level.
It doesn't matter what he says. They're going to do what LeBron does.
Right.
So, yeah, you have to get more out of him. But LeBron's like, I can't do this on my own. Well, different team. Luka's here now.
Right.
But, you know.
But look at the difference once LeBron has committed to defense. Everybody else does, because you watch the old man do it. You have to do it.
Well, going forward, I can't wait to see how he reacts and how they follow this up, because we'll see going forward. But everybody in the room, and I'm sure we all have this. You ever had your heart broken?
Sure.
Yeah.
The first time, remember that first time where you felt like this is never going to end, this dark cloud?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the only person who's ever had my heart broken in the world.
Do you remember the first day you started to feel better? I bet it looked like Luka. I bet it did.
Yeah.
Because that's what I started to see. Like, oh, this dude is starting to enjoy basketball again.
He was feeling himself on
Yeah.
a bunch of different levels out there. He looked like a dude given the best kind of FU energy.
Yeah.
It was,
And guess what's coming?
Yep.
Yeah.
More of this.
The Nico Harrison game.
Oh,
my God. Put him front row.
Come on, Nico. You've leaned in this far, you might as well go all the way.
Yes.
Matthew Stafford is being allowed to pursue trades, to test the waters, see what's out there. What does that mean for the Rams moving forward? Coming up next, Travis DeMarco, Andy Kamenetsky, and for Travis, 710 ESPN.
What's up, kiddos? It's Clinton Yates, the Big CY. You've seen me on your television. You've read what I write, because I am first and foremost a journalist. And that's why I'm on live 5 days a week from 7 to 9 a.m. on Clinton and Friends. On my new show, we're going to talk about what I find interesting in the sports world, from college coaches that think they're bigger than the sport to who I will pay to go see live. So pop that radio on early before Travis and DeMarco and make Clinton and Friends part of your daily routine from 7 to 9 a.m. on ESPN 710, kiddos.
This is the Doctor in the Dugout with Dr. Alan Byer, presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute.
I'm often asked about people who suffer their first back injury, think they've pulled a muscle in their back, and they don't stretch enough as far as their back is concerned. So when do you seek care from a doctor when you've sustained a back injury? At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, we like to tell people that the most important thing is to watch and see if that back pain is radiating down your leg, causing any numbness, causing any weakness, or any bowel or bladder dysfunction. These are surgical problems usually and require a more urgent visit to the emergency room rather than waiting to see the doctor. If none of these signs are present, it's safe to wait it out, rest for a few days, and seek medical care from your doctor within a week or so. Hope that helps. Keep stretching your back. If that doesn't get better in a week or 10 days, that's when it's time to seek the orthopedic specialist. Hope this keeps you on the field, and keep listening. We'll be back soon.
Keep listening for more on the road to recovery right here on 710 ESPN.
Hey, everybody, it's Cap. Are you downsizing or inheriting a home? Want to cash in on your equity? Call Seller's Advantage. They buy homes as is with no costly repairs, agents, or commissions. Get a competitive cash offer and close in days or on your timeline. Seller's Advantage has over 20 years of experience and even offers a $10,000 advance for moving expenses. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your no-obligation offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Oh, I feel it. Earlier than ever. I'm going mad, I tell you, mad! Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
College b-ball craziness is upon us. Catch every team, every game, every day on big screens everywhere you eat, stay, and play.
Number 2.
Desi Banks, live April 25th.
And the number 1 reason.
Spring break is almost here. Book your break at MorongoCasinoResort.com or on the app today.
Morongo, good times.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN. Your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Yeah. The anthem. Bunch of Boston fans.
And isn't like Wisconsin? Don't they do this too?
But this is scary. You don't want to hear this in Boston.
No.
If you're at a pub in Boston and this plays,
Get
leave.
out.
Leave now, unless you're a local.
Something is about to, if not jump around, jump off.
Or jump on you.
Yes.
You are a hoop fan.
Yeah.
What do you think of Jimmy Buckets in Golden State? It's got my family going bonkers up there.
So far, it is looking good.
Yeah.
He is fit in well. He's clearly playing like a guy with something to prove.
Yeah.
And wanting, we talked before about Luka having the FU energy against Denver on Saturday.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler is pretty much permanent FU energy.
I mean, he might fit in nicely in San Francisco. San Francisco.
Do they need more coffee shops?
They could, but I'm just saying. I mean, just for his personality, It may fit well there. Who knows?
Steph just opens up so much stuff when you're with him, and the way that he plays, his movement opens up things for other people. It's a great thing. I think most players, when they go play for Steph, it's like, whoa, everything's open now.
I wonder who retires first, LeBron or Steph. But anyway, that's besides the point. We'll get back into that. You were talking about Stafford, yes?
Yeah. Matthew Stafford. We're gonna get into this. The Rams have given Matthew Stafford's agent permission to speak to other teams about his market value. ESPN had confirmed to them by sources on Saturday.
Yeah.
And that, I guess, continues this story of Matthew Stafford and the Rams, both sides, I think, wanting to stay together, but not able so far to land on a number that works for both sides, all of which becomes very specifically complicated when Matthew Stafford is 36.
It's funny when you get into the business side of this because it's conversations between, two or more people talking about one thing, and we have a number, they have a number, where the other stands, and it's who's going to blink first. So here's the funny thing. When you see a headline like this, Matthew Stafford, the Rams give Stafford permission to seek trade. What did it do to your insides? The big story, or what was your first reaction?
I wouldn't say I panicked about it because at the end of the day, I think the Rams want Stafford to stay.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to try to make this work. I think it is interesting, though. If nothing else, I feel like you don't give that permission if you are not at least a little bit willing to let him walk off. Because you are allowing other teams to potentially come up with a number that you say we're just not going to match that.
Okay, so it's all part of the what do you call that? The détente, the who blinks first contest. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we think our value is X. We don't believe you. Go test the market. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then you have to stand on what you believe. I am better than what I'm being paid. Okay, what team out there is going to give a 36, 37-year-old quarterback a 4-year deal? Who's going to be willing to do that? I'm not saying that's the demands. I'm just saying, what team is willing to do that?
In my opinion,
yeah,
a team that's poorly run.
Right. You'd be crazy. You get barbecued if you did that.
It would be crazy to give him a 4-year deal.
Absolutely. I mean, at that age, if he were younger, so be it. But right now, probably not.
That's nuts.
No guarantees. So it's just another step. Let's determine. Let's go engage and see what your market value is for real. So go ahead. Call some teams or let them contact you and start those conversations, and then we'll circle back and see what happens after the combine.
ESPN LA, the Lakers, and BBGO teaming up to find the Lakers. Gafote, the greatest fan of all time of the Lakers. Enter by telling us your favorite Lakers memory, posting to social media. You must follow ESPN Los Angeles on one of the socials. You must hashtag Lakers Gafote and promotion. Both of those hashtags. Again, Lakers Gafote. Go to LakersGafote.com. That's LakersGafoat.com. What I think is interesting about this is, like I said, you run the risk of a team putting out a number that you don't expect, and you're just like, whoa, we cannot responsibly match this. Godspeed, Matthew Stafford. We've enjoyed this, but we're going to figure out something, whether, we're going to figure out a trade to make this work, but we cannot pay you that. Or I suppose it is possible that Matthew Stafford wants money that you just don't want to give him, and he's not going to come off that stance. And this is money that you just don't feel comfortable. So you are allowing the other team to give you the out. Like your hope is in some way. If you really think Stafford won't come down off
what do they call that when you open the marriage?
An open marriage.
Yeah, but you have to have that conversation. We're going to open up the marriage.
I believe you were in St. Louis when this happened. The Cardinals, all things being equal, wanted to keep Albert Pujols. Like he is beloved in that city. Like they adore Pujols. They also, though, could see that the decline was already in the works, and Pujols wanted a lot of money. The Angels ultimately gave the Cardinals the out.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that contract was crazy.
I don't think there's an Artie Moreno in the NFL. I really don't.
You'd have to be a serious Artie Moreno.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to ignore a lot and go with your gut. And your gut says Matthew Stafford is a great quarterback. Matthew Stafford can help us win now, no matter what the situation. You have to really believe it. Like the New York Giants, let's go back to that. If they did trade that number 3 pick in the draft for Matthew Stafford, they would have to really believe on the other end he is a difference maker. That's a tough road to hoe or to a bridge to jump off of, whatever that thing is. Even if you believe it, chances are it's not going to happen. He's going to need a lot of help. Here, with this football team, a young defense, very aggressive that you don't have to pay, a solid to above average running back that's not going to break the bank. You have a left tackle that is, I'd say, above average, to be fair, that you can get for the low end. You've got money to spend. I don't know why you would let that guy out the door, or why you would let some other GM say, I believe in you more than the team you just left.
Money.
For $5 million upwards. That doesn't make sense.
Money, and I guess you and I were talking.
And one more year guaranteed.
You and I were talking about this before the show began. Like, it's the question of money, because money is always a factor in these conversations. But there could be a question of pride. There could be a question of pride on Stafford's side, like not being willing to compromise past a certain point. But there also could be the question of pride in the Rams front office side. We are not going to allow us to be publicly rolled by our quarterback. We don't care who he is.
True. Okay, so that's that one thing about pride. And James Gladstone, the guy that just left here and went to Jacksonville, I have known him for years. I remember seeing him in St. Louis, like, who is this kid going up the stairs? Up the stairs is where the suits are. Why is he going up there? Who is that? So it's a kid that Les likes, that Les hired. So he's been with this organization for years. So over the years, we've had discussions and about how football is changing and how you build teams now. It's kind of like college football. Like you have a roster for the year, and then the next year it's going to change depending on NIL. Same thing in the NFL. It's no longer building for 10 years. You're building for 3. You're building to win for 3, and then we'll figure it out from there. It's kind of like almost like F them picks, but not all the way. It's the ability to pull that card when needed to go all in. And I think you're in a position to do that, except you have that guy under center already. He is your quarterback. The only difference is money, and you have the money to spend. So it makes total sense to give Stafford what he wants, to be honest. All it is he wants more money.
Right.
Right. And I think he's earned it, and I think he might actually deserve it.
And you think that they have the cap flexibility to pay Stafford without completely messing up what they can do around him?
I'm trying to, outside of Puka, you have to pay Kyron. You've got to figure out, make sure you get Alaric Jackson back. That's the left tackle. I think you can get him back at the lower end as far as left tackles are concerned, which is it's a raise for him, and you're getting a good player at a discount. So it's all setting up to have Matthew Stafford be your guy into the future and keep this window open. Like you said, even the Philadelphia Eagles said it. The only team that came close to beating us was the Rams. Why wouldn't you want to keep that going and capitalize on it?
Well, the answers would be from the Rams side, money and pride. Speaking of which, money and pride, the money that Dallas was not going to give to Luka Doncic, I imagine Luka's pride was hurt in that process. Oh, Luka's going to play Dallas tomorrow night.
My God.
What is that going to look like? We will get into that coming up. Travis and DeMarco Show, 710 ESPN.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Weekdays after Mason in Ireland.
Do you think that the night that you were wearing the LeBron sneakers where he told you, hey, nice shoes, do you think wearing his shoes and interviewing him is that
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
that's a glaze?
He was glazing George.
Yeah, he glazed me.
Oh,
Exactly.
he glazed you?
Yeah.
You mean the act of wearing his shoes while doing an interview with him is not an act of glazing?
I mean, it's not the first time I've ever worn LeBron shoes.
Sedano and Cap today at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Ever have one of those days where your gut just feels blah?
Ugh, yes.
Occasional bloating or gas could be signs that your gut is out of balance, but Align Probiotic can help. Align 24/7 Digestive Support is a daily use probiotic with a unique strain to help relieve occasional digestive issues. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand. So when you feel the signs, it's time to try Align. Align Probiotic. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, it's Steve Farr. Is there a sporting event you always wanted to go to but never had time to plan? That's where Absolute Sport comes in. They handle everything, tickets, hotels, VIP access, so you can just live in the moment and enjoy the experience. And because of their trusted league and travel partnerships, they can get you the best deals and actually save you money. So what are you waiting for? Visit us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT-sport and make your sports dream a reality.
Lowe's knows that your deadlines don't change, even when your job does. But with Lowe's Buy Online, Pick Up in Store, we'll help you adjust on the fly. And when you absolutely can't leave the project, we can deliver to your job site as soon as same day. Lowe's knows pros. We help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. Just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
You're from over there, I'm from over here. We're sitting in this hot tub together. What do you like to drink?
No.
See?
No.
No? Not at all? Come on.
No.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
See? Travis music right here. That's Travis in Hawaii right there. Uh-huh. With a silk shirt on.
After a day of sunning himself, getting the strip tan from the shirt open.
Yes, sir.
He goes out salsa dancing with Susan.
Yes.
A chain that just says sweet tea on it.
Come back with a toupee and
He's
dyed
going
his mustache.
to reinvent himself in Hawaii.
He's like, guys, what? I've always been like this.
That would be amazing. If he came back with a rug,
yes,
and a
come
mustache.
Said aloha to
it's got to
everybody.
be like a pencil thin.
There it is. Right. Be like, what's up?
Yeah, he calls everyone aloha.
Aloha.
Yes.
Just the most relaxed man on the planet.
You on the mainland wouldn't get it.
There you go.
You inlanders. You wouldn't understand. Before we get to Luka and what might be his reaction tomorrow night playing Dallas for the first time ever. It's going to be in the crypt. Gil in Glendora wants to talk a little Stafford. What's up, Gil?
Hey, guys. Huge Ram fan, huge Laker fan, but why is it with contracts, they've done it with wide receivers to, like, incentive base? We would pay Stafford the money he wants, but we need a ring. Like, it'll be his bonus checks in the playoffs, and if he wins us a championship, he should get the money he wants.
I wish you could do deals like that, but the problem is he won't accept that. He's not going to accept some incentive-laden deal. They would reject that. The PA would reject that.
Well, first of all, he's going to have those incentives in his deal anyway on top of the money that he wants.
I mean, look, you saw the guy play. He is as good as advertised. I believe in his talent. I believe in him. I trust him. That's a guy I would trust with a truckload of cash, that he wouldn't just all of a sudden get it and go south. I think he wants to win.
Other than concerns about his body just stopping to cooperate because of the age that he's at, he's given them no tangible reason not to want to continue forward.
But I mean, you have to think macro. There's a salary cap, and you have to pay 52 other guys, and I get it. And you don't want to spend that much money. And he's an older quarterback. There's more behind than in front. I get that totally. But if you have been with this team post Mark Bulger, when you had Joe Bag of Donuts basically starting for you versus the Niners, versus a loaded Arizona squad, versus the Legion of Boom, when you knew you had no shot week in and week out. This is the best era of quarterbacking you've been in forever. Don't lose sight of that.
And also, too, it's the one time where, or at least the one time recently, where your entire defense is cost controlled.
Yes.
Like you are saving the money that you would otherwise be spending on pieces around Stafford, Stafford himself. You're saving it with that defense. Everybody is still on rookie or cost-controlled contracts. Like, you rarely get an opportunity to have a defense that good where you could still pay a quarter. Even if you're paying Stafford more than you want to, the idea that you simply can, because the defense is lined up well.
Yes.
Puka is still lined up in a place where he's financially...
And look, even if it cost you a guy, it wouldn't bother me. There are some quarterbacks out there, the more I can get out of them, the better.
Bottom line, if you believe in what they have now, if the Rams believe in it, then outside of something just insane like the four-year deal scenario you brought up, you just have to do this.
Absolutely.
You got to eat it.
It's kind of like the opposite. A lot of times we talk about how there is, you have to have your window with a rookie quarterback. When they are cheap, you have to spend everywhere else. It's almost the opposite with the Rams right now. It's like you have everything else is super cheap. Let's pay Stafford.
Collectively cheap.
This is where I want to be. Because when you have to do it on a quarterback's rookie deal, that's a quarterback between years 1 and 4.
Right.
I'd rather have the experienced guy and pay the freight.
Right.
Yeah.
You're in it every single Sunday.
Who knows? I think Stafford will probably be done playing by the time all these guys are eligible to be paid their big, first contract.
Oh, yeah. I mean, who knows? He could be hanging out with LeBron.
Yeah, who knows?
You never know.
Speaking of LeBron, he is going to be in the crypt tomorrow night with Luka against Dallas. Doncic's first time up against the only other team he's ever played for, the one that he expected to be a lifer with.
Question. Will Nico Harrison be in the building tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
He will be?
He has to.
So what's the reception going to be from Laker fans? Is he going to get a standing ovation? Is he going to get cheered?
I mean, I'm sure they're going to be gathered around the statue in front of the crypt of Nico Harrison.
Whatever Nico's having, bring me the bill.
Okay.
I got it.
Is there a statue? So have you guys all seen that photo of Nico and Pelinka meeting at the coffee shop?
Yes.
There needs to be a statue of that exact moment outside of crypto next to Luka's statue that will eventually be there.
The only reason you can't do that is it starts looking too much like collusion, like something was not on the up and up. Like, you give us Luka, you get a statue.
Well, they can't have him back, right?
No,
this deal cannot be rescinded.
Oh no,
then do what you want.
I mean, we've already been down the Mark Williams road. That didn't get rescinded.
All collusion costs you is money and picks from here on out.
And it is hilarious. For those unaware, Andre Iguodala just had his number retired by the Warriors.
Yes.
As part of those championships.
Deservedly so, too.
100%.
He was MVP their first?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, he was against LeBron
to begin the
dynasty. Cavaliers.
Yes.
Rob Pelinka was in attendance for that, and he ended up chopping it up a little bit in the stands with Nico Harrison, who was on hand because the Warriors happened to be playing the Mavericks, but Rob and Harrison together got a lot of people's tinfoil hats on. Rob Pelinka was Andre Iguodala's agent for years.
Crazy.
It makes sense that he was there. Had this deal not have ever happened, if Anthony Davis was still a Laker, I am pretty confident Pelinka would be there anyway. There's nothing to read into. It's just funnier this way.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious.
If I'm Nico Harrison, I'd be as front and center as possible because they're going to be looking for you. And don't make it seem like you're hiding.
Well, this is the one. I mean, if I'm Nico Harrison, this is the one arena I make damn sure to show up to.
Yeah.
This is the one place I know I'm going to be loved.
I'd make sure people saw me, get your pictures out.
This is going to be the most adulation you get as Nico Harrison for, if not the rest of this season, like maybe the rest of your time with the Mavericks.
Yeah.
Like this is the one place you're going to be loved. If I'm Nico, I buy a courtside seat.
It's a big one for him because Laker fans are going to do what Laker fans do, and they're going to thank him, right? Because you gave us Luka. But remember, this guy's got to travel with that team, his team, the team that he built, the team that he believed in, enough to trade Luka.
Yep.
So, but I would be front and center, get your pictures out of the way, and hope for the best in the game. But you know, Luka he's coming out to bury you.
He is the hope of Laker fans and the hope of the Lakers and the hope of Luka himself. Denver on Saturday, 32-10, 7, 4 steals. That was a dress rehearsal for tomorrow night because you know Luka is going to want to prove a point. He's always been known as one of those guys who carries every single slight, real or perceived, and he uses it, he milks it, he plays angry, he plays petty. And that's what everybody is hoping to see tomorrow.
No way they shut him down, right?
Shut him down?
No way they shut him down.
Hell no.
No way they shut him down.
Hell
the only
no.
reason the only way he has a bad game is if he has a bad game.
He'll have had two. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the Lakers shut him down because of the
calf. No, the Mavericks shut him down. The only way he has a bad game is if he has a bad game.
Here's what's going to be interesting about this. First of all, I feel bad for Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
That he's not going to be there for his first game back, A, to play against the Lakers, B, to be playing during the thank you video. Because you know the Lakers are rightly going to do something to honor Anthony Davis. It's what predictably will happen. It's the right thing to do. Guys want to be playing in the first return against their former team. Even if there's no hard feelings, they always want to be playing in that. AD is not... He's not healthy. That's going to suck for him. And you don't hold off the tribute video. You don't do it next year or whatever. Like that doesn't make sense. So I feel for AD that he's not going to immediately have a chance to remind LA what they lost.
Yeah.
Even if they're happy with Luka.
I'm on the fence with tribute videos.
Well, AD would get one.
I'm on the fence with tribute videos.
Do you think AD deserves one?
Yeah. He won a championship.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
He played almost 6 seasons here.
Well, I mean, I'm just on the fence with
You just don't like him, period.
Yeah. Weird, right? I mean, I'm sure we talked to you enough when you won the championship, when you were here. So
it's a nice,
especially him and now with Luka in the building.
It has become in NBA culture the nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Like there are guys who, I mean, I don't think Max Christie is going to get like a tribute video, but there will be some type of thank you Max thing at some point on the video board.
That's weird. Okay.
Max Christie, by the way, will likely spend a decent amount of time guarding Luka. So that's interesting.
You think the Mavericks would do the same thing? I'm sure they will. The Luka tribute video. See what I'm saying?
Well, that's
weird.
coming up in March.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
That's going to be fascinating.
With AD sitting right there, it's a Luka tribute. Well, now you got Luka sitting here, and there's an AD tribute.
AD's not going to.
GMs are in the building. Yeah.
AD's not going to be offended because he knows Dallas wants him. They traded Luka for him.
Would you, if you're AD, if just pretend you were Anthony Davis and you came back and you were healthy, and they didn't have the tribute video, would you take that personally?
Hell yes.
You would? Oh, okay.
In today's NBA?
Yeah.
Yes. Like I said, Max Christie's going to get some type of thank you, Max.
Yeah, okay.
Max only spent half a season in the rotation.
I'm on the fence.
If Max Christie gets a thank you, Anthony Davis, who was a central part of winning a championship.
So what if you do the tribute video to Anthony, if he were healthy, and you did the tribute video to Anthony Davis, and he came out here and absolutely kicked your ass?
Part of the deal.
I would wait on that. See?
No.
I would definitely wait.
You don't do it in
I'd
his
take
third
out the front
trip
page
back.
ad. There.
Well, the one
Thank
there
you,
are no
AD.
newspapers left anyway.
Put him on a building somewhere else. I don't know.
Stay D12?
Yeah.
Like
what if he just smashed you? I mean,
he's going to be looking to smash you regardless of whether there's a video or not. Like all these guys want to show out against their former team.
Yeah,
like they always do.
Yeah.
The person who's been whining about it the most is that Paul George hasn't gotten it in Indiana, and that he's mad that he has never gotten a tribute video at any time that he's returned to Indiana. But it's also like
being mad about not having a tribute video
Because
of a
again,
team you don't play for anymore.
But it's become part of NBA culture, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
A lot of returning guys get at minimum the thank you.
Yes. Any other sport? I mean, baseball, they give you a standing O. Do they give you a video?
Well, did Bobby Wagner get one in Seattle when he went back with the Rams? Do you
I
remember?
don't remember him getting a
I have
video.
no idea.
The only one I saw in football that I can remember, they might have with Bobby and I just missed it. So forgive me. Was Larry Fitzgerald. But they kept trying to retire the guy. So they kept playing these videos like he was going to retire, and he kept coming back, and it was just weird, right? Yeah,
And I think it's different if you leave in free agency or if you leave in a trade. There's the action of it. So it's like you left us versus we traded you, so we feel bad about trading you in some way, shape, or form. But there's the
And also, too, again, Anthony Davis was part of a championship.
He's got a ring and picture. I'm just saying, that could be one thing in sports that goes away, and I wouldn't miss it.
You know what?
The tribute videos.
You are not alone in
Yeah,
this. You hear a lot of people who cover the league or a lot of NBA fans saying enough with the tribute videos.
Yeah, it's like opening old wounds that don't need to be opened.
Either way.
Look, if you're mad about it, show me on the floor. If you're happy about it, show me on the floor. You don't need videos.
Again, that's what I think sucks about this from AD's perspective is he does not get a chance to immediately go at the team that played him. It's going to be a minute. Certainly it's going to be a minute in LA. And again, sucks for AD. Coming up next, a little Factor Cap. That is Travis and DeMarco Show, 710 ESPN.
The biggest show on the radio.
Mason and Ireland, weekdays at noon.
I'll do some reporting for you guys also on your contracts.
Wait a minute, you were going to do reporting on our contracts?
There's every intention of offering you a contract at some point.
That's fine.
I don't know when.
Okay, go watch Glengarry Glen Ross. Get them to sign on the line that is dotted.
So you two have
ABC. That's you, Bergman. You're not closing.
Be closing.
Always.
I'm not the closer in this situation, but in some time within the next 134 days.
Where in the trust tree is Bergman in terms of you're below a lot of people on.
Are you the greatest Laker fan of all time? Enter to win, and you could be named the Lakers Gaffote. That's right, Gaffote. The winner will receive the ultimate fan package, including courtside seats, exclusive experiences, Lakers swag, and BB Go for a year. For all the contest information, visit LakersGFOAT.com.
747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normonlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. At Los Angeles International Airport, changes are arriving daily to help reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the travel experience. The LAX Economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding, and in the future, the People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. For more information, go to their website, flylax.com/transforming LAX. That's flylax.com/transforming LAX.
Michelle Smallman here. Are you dreaming of seeing your team draft their next superstar? Travel Wisconsin is sending 10 lucky fans and a guest to the draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Witness unforgettable moments and make memories that will last a lifetime. Don't miss out. Enter Travel Wisconsin's Dream Draft Sweepstakes. Visit travelwisconsin.com/draft to learn how you can win a trip to experience the biggest moment of the offseason. Epic moments that become lifelong memories are waiting to be discovered across Wisconsin. Terms and conditions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the A to Z savings event at AutoZone.
Yeah, happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with the rotors.
Free. Really?
Really, free.
Okay, I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah, how much is that?
Free with 5 quarts of oil.
Free? Really?
Really, free. It's part of the A to Z savings event.
You might as well call it A to free.
At AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Here we go. It is Factor Cap time. Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show. Each weekday around 10:30, producer Emily serves up what's going down, and fun and frivolity ensues. Special thanks to the law offices of Joseph S. Normand for making Factor Cap possible.
It's Joseph S. Normand. It's Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN. And if you've been hurt in an accident, let me help you. Call my office at 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let's do it. Factor Cap right now.
Take it away, producer Emily.
Welcome to Factor Cap.
Thanks, Joe. Hi, guys.
Howdy, howdy.
Ahoy, hoy.
There we go.
Karibu.
So something
Zdravo.
went quite viral over the weekend. And I'm going to try to both PG talk about this and just be careful of all
Is
the
this
people.
the thing that
Yep.
you gave me no hints about whatsoever?
I cannot believe you hadn't heard this story. Oh my
So
God.
Steve Smith Sr. was going viral over the weekend because
Former NFL receiver, for those who don't remember.
Panthers and
Giants.
Ravens and Giants, and all around.
Future OnlyFans star. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yes. So, a husband of someone decided to tweet this out. He tweeted out, my wife, and he tagged ESPN, TMZ, Panthers, Steve Smith Sr. himself.
This is bad,
NFL Network, TaylorMade Golf, and someone else in this. And what
Everybody.
he did, what he did was he said, my wife works for the marching Ravens, the Ravens marching band. She met Steve Smith Sr. at work. Steve Smith has been with my wife. I'm censoring that.
Get it? With my wife?
I got receipts. I got a lot more.
Building
homie.
shelves.
He also posted a video calling Steve Smith Sr. and addressing him about this accusation. And
Hey,
he
why are
also,
you building shelves with my wife?
Exactly. He also took over her Facebook page and outed some of the texts between Steve and his wife. He has since deleted. Tony Martinez has since deleted these tweets, has deactivated his account on Twitter.
Dude's heart is
Well, that ought to put the whole thing to bed.
Right, of course.
His heart
There's nothing
is
like
broke.
screenshots.
His pride is damaged.
That ought to settle it.
Yes.
There are videos of Steve Smith Sr. Directing the marching band.
Dude,
You're like, well, that's
have
great.
you seen the video?
No.
So she worked for the marching
I
band.
was fully unaware. I'm learning about all this in real time.
She
I've
works
no,
with the Baltimore Ravens marching band.
The marching Ravens.
He was the guest, band leader of the marching band. There's video of it.
Yeah, Tony Martinez also wants the Ravens.
Keeps up. There you go. Okay.
Wants, the Ravens to know because there's potential fraternization between. Anyway.
You think?
So this feels like an unforced error by this guy to kind of out it. It also tagging like Yeti coolers and Shady Rays and like all these people that didn't need to know about this.
He was outside screaming.
So my statement is,
yeah.
This makes Tony Martinez, I will call him the cuckold in this situation, look worse. Andy Fettercap.
fact, it sure as hell doesn't make him look better.
Oh my God!
He comes out the worst out of the situation, or is he? Or is someone
Either
else gonna
way, you slice it. Yes.
I don't see what Tony gains from this. Like, you're humiliating Steve Smith. Like, is Steve Smith married? Does he have something to lose in this?
I have seen that he is married with children.
Steve Smith is married. This is bad for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess unless your goal is I want to wreck Steve Smith's marriage and I will wreck my own everything in the process.
Together.
I am willing to burn it all down
yeah.
if that means Steve Smith is in divorce court.
Yes.
Let's just say this is now not how I would have handled it.
Okay. DeMarco, the cuckolded man comes out the worst.
Yeah, fact, but I mean, the minute it happened, he's going to get the worst of it. Maybe now Steve Smith will share in some of that misery because you got to go answer questions in your own house. But look, I'd rather have you do this than if you're going to act psycho than do anything else. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Let's keep it to the socials.
Keep
as
it to
opposed
this.
To,
Bro, the text messages between his
Are
wife and
they
Steve
bad?
Smith. Oh, my God. Bro, you can't come back from this. You cannot come back from this.
If you're the husband, or if you're
you're
Martinez, if you're Steve Smith, or
if you're the
both.
husband, if you're the
It
stuff,
sounds like nobody can come
the
back
stuff
from this.
she was saying about Steve Smith and about what he was doing for her. I can see why the guy's pride would be damaged. You can't come back from that.
Laura, you think the husband comes out the worst? Fact.
Yeah, fact. Because, I mean, nobody wins in this situation at all. But I would have done it way different.
All right, so speaking of that story, the Buffalo Sabres...
Like, you could have just, tweeted out, hey, Steve Smith, would you stop sleeping with my wife, married guy, and left all this other stuff?
Or just Steve, I see you.
Right.
Yeah.
Something like...
Little side eyes.
Make him a little nervous.
You
about what he
you
can do.
could have made your point without offering all of this up.
I think
Somebody else could have leaked all of this out.
Well, it
without
could be
his
kind of
name.
like, if you know the musical Hamilton, there is the Reynolds pamphlet portion where, you could have put a little thumb on this scale, but you didn't.
Yeah.
So we're moving on.
Is this like the Cappy and Reply All? This was like the Cappy and Reply All.
But the difference is this guy... Cappy's is more of a mistake reply all. This guy was not only intentionally trying to reply all, he's like, is there any all that I left out?
Let me get another one in
I
there.
need to make sure I put all of the all in here.
Well, good luck.
course.
Yes, good luck.
So the Buffalo Sabres broadcaster was in the middle of his broadcast, and
I thought
something
you were about
happened.
to say that he was having
Oh, no.
Well, I'm saying, speaking of that, we're going to do this. He is in the middle of broadcast, and something happens. So this is the Buffalo Sabres broadcast.
Puck is dropped, and it's 4-0. The opening period, and Razor just took another one, and that was a rocket. Doctors checking Razor out very quickly. That was close to the eye. Rob says, play on, boys. I'll be good for another 222.
So the Buffalo broadcaster got a puck straight to the face, like basically right on your bridge of your brow.
Oh, that hurts. Yeah.
And got hit in the face. My statement is, this is an immaculate F-bomb. Like, this is the best F-bomb you can have. Marco
Fact. It's one they will actually let you get away with. I mean, that thing hit him right in the face. He was scared to death. So, would you be shocked if you had Bobby Miller mic'd and he got hit and you heard him say that? You'd be like, it makes sense, right? Yeah. So, yeah.
Andy, this is an immaculate F-bomb.
I don't think immaculate is enough of a word to describe it. I mean, this might be the F-bomb to end all F-bombs. This is the gold standard of F-bombs moving forward. I don't think the FCC can even find this guy.
You'd have to understand it. Yeah, you would.
I mean, this was as justified an F-bomb as I've ever heard. How close are they sitting?
And I also think that, there's no glass where they're at, and so it can get there. I'm not positive about the broadcast setup, so I just knew that he got hit in the face here.
Wow, that must hurt.
Yeah.
Laura, what do you think?
I also didn't say another one, so was it his second one? That's crazy.
Really? Wow.
No, I'm just saying because that based on the audio. So as someone who curses a lot and I drop a lot of F-bombs, this was so beautifully done. So yes, fact.
And it was clear as day in the broadcast. And by the way,
everybody shut down for him to, I don't know, it was just great.
Yeah, no one can be fined for this. Okay, so last night was the SAG-AFTRA Awards, the SAG Awards, and Timothée Chalamet ended up being one of the recipients of the SAG, and I believe it might be his first, big award. He is the youngest person to ever win an award for lead actor in drama, I believe. And so this is Timothy's, the last, 30 seconds of a speech that he gave last night.
I can't downplay the significance of this award because it means the most to me. And I know we're in a subjective business, but the truth is I'm really in pursuit of greatness. I know people don't usually talk like that, but I want to be one of the greats. I'm inspired by the greats. I'm inspired by the greats here tonight. I'm as inspired by Daniel Day-Lewis, Marlon Brando, and Viola Davis as I am by Michael Jordan and Michael Phelps, and I want to be up there. So I'm deeply grateful to that. This doesn't signify that, but it's a little more fuel. It's a little more ammo to keep going. Thank you so much.
This is a mic drop. Andy, fact or cap?
Fact. First of all, it's honesty, because as much as a lot of like stars want to downplay the significance of these awards, and they don't want to act like they really want to win them. They all really want to win them. They are, I never obviously made it to a level of Timothy Chalamet, but I went through audition processes as an actor, like after college, trying out for movies, TV, stuff like it's competitive as hell. These guys are all super competitive. Timothy Chalamet is I know he's an NBA fan to begin with. Like,
sports fan.
He's a sports fan. I think it's great that he's just acknowledging, I want these accolades. I want the recognition, in this case, from my peers. Like, it matters to me because it matters to all these guys. Most of them just don't. They think it looks gauche to admit it.
Yeah.
He's just being honest. So I love it.
DeMarco, this is a mic drop.
I'll go facts. That's a tough crowd to be talking trash in. Good luck. What's he got coming up?
Oscars.
Yes, well, the Oscars is
movie
next
wise.
week.
Because
he's got a Safdie Brothers movie.
Because after
the ping pong movie.
After that, you better knock it out of the park, big man.
He's had a Christmas Day release the past 5 years. This next Christmas will be his 5th in a row. He releases a movie on Christmas.
He's managed his career really well.
I don't remember any actor ever saying stuff like that.
And I like that he's also comparing himself not just to greats in the acting world, greats in the sports world, and then he also throws in Viola Davis there, which is amazing because oftentimes when they talk about the greats in acting, they only mention men. They don't mention Meryl Streep. They don't mention Viola Davis, and it's really great to have him include that as well.
I mean, he takes his job very seriously. Like it's clear in the roles that he chooses and the way that he talks about this stuff. He takes it very seriously.
Okay, now this is funny. Maybe I don't. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Did I remember Shia LaBeouf saying the same thing? And Miles Teller?
I don't remember. I do
remember Miles Teller telling you how good he was at one point. So,
here's the thing, though.
I don't think he said how good he was.
That's what I was going to say. Chalamet didn't say, I'm better than all of you.
Something to that
He
effect.
said that he is inspired to be great. He wants to be seen as on the level of the greats. He did not say, I have arrived, I'm on their level.
I'm with you. Yes, okay, so just avoid Fantastic Four and you're good.
And he will.
Yeah.
And because if you look at Timothy Chalamet's, every movie he's been in has been successful. You could say that the Wonka, whether or not you like that movie, I like the movie too.
Yeah,
it did incredibly well. It was a great
I love
career
the first
move.
one. Yeah,
I think that he has never made a movie that you're like, why did he do that?
Right.
He's really good at choosing his roles.
But he loves his
Remember
craft.
when we used to love Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
Until we didn't.
I never stopped loving, baby. Never stopped loving me some
when
Nick
he bought
Cage.
the castle, come on.
Made me love him even more. Factor Cap, you have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first. Call 213-747-2000, the law office of Joseph S. Normand. Call 213-747-2000, 213-747-2000, or visit normandlegal.com.
Are you telling me you saw Next?
No, I'm trying to remember because there's like 4 or 5 Nick Cage movies.
They're all the same.
Is Next the one with Julianne Moore?
I think so. When he was
yes,
thinking
I have
stuff.
seen that.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Trust me, I've seen a lot of them. I love Nick Cage.
So with you. I just watched Con Air the other day. Had a great time watching it. Yeah.
Put down.
Why couldn't you let the bunny
Did you
the
see
bunny back in
Dream
the box?
Scenario or Long Legs?
I've seen them both.
Have you, DeMarco?
Which one?
Dream Scenario or Long Legs, his 2 movies that came out last year.
With Nicolas Cage?
Yes.
No, I think I got off after Bangkok Dangerous.
Okay.
That's not one of his best.
I would say
seen it, but
these
not
are
one of his
not very
best.
similar to the ones you
No.
listed at all.
No.
They're much more on the auteur side
I
of
love
it.
Dream Scenario. I did not really like Long Legs.
I liked Long Legs a lot, but I also think I'm very Osgood Perkins pilled. I loved The Monkey that came out this weekend, and I will see everything that he does, but I understand people that don't like as much.
Coming up, there is big news in the Scorebug universe.
I'm very interested about this.
I have absolutely no idea what that means or what I'm teasing, so I am as excited to learn what's coming next as everybody else. Travis and DeMarco Show, Andy Kamenetsky in for Travis, 710 ESPN.
Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
I just think in this arena, as accomplished as DeMarco is in his, I would say I'm the more accomplished one.
Oh, really?
That's not being disrespectful. I think that's just being honest.
I don't know. I mean, I think DeMarco's going to come in tomorrow with his resume and say, put it down.
I love DeMarco. We can compare resumes.
Okay, I think we should do it.
In the NFL, he's got me. I mean, I have no chance.
Okay.
I'm literally a peasant compared to the king.
But in broadcasting,
I got him there.
Like by what score? What's the final score?
Kind of like like when he was on the Greatest Show on Turf. It's kind of like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more like a Super Bowl of this year's situation. Like,
Well, I don't know if I go that far.
Wow.
You're the Eagles and he's the Chiefs.
I mean, it's over at halftime. Like the whole thing.
No, not over at halftime.
No?
He gets into the third quarter.
Oh, he does.
Yeah,
does he? Okay.
First play of the third quarter.
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Mace. Did you know Goodwill Southern California is more than just amazing thrift finds? They're transforming lives with job training, career placement, and support services for veterans, youth, and individuals overcoming barriers to employment. Every donation and purchase fuels these life-changing programs. For more on how you can help, go to powerofwork.goodwillsocal.org. That's powerofwork.goodwillsocal.org. Brought to you by GSC Verizon Skill Forward.
The CONCACAF Nations League Finals arrive at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, March 20th to 23rd. USA versus Panama, followed by Canada versus Mexico. The dream is now. Don't miss the Final Four national teams in the semifinals doubleheader. One ticket, two matchups. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Something amazing is happening here. The next era of AI has arrived. CDW data engineers are helping organizations harness the power of AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. The power to run workloads faster means greater productivity, giving your business a better shot at success. Intel and CDW make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Intel-client.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN.
I want to put my feet in the sand. I want to drink. I want to eat. I want to walk. I want to have the sun on my face. That's it.
Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Hey! This reminds me of Michael Cooper.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
This song reminds me of Happy Feet because it's like for a penguin who has laid too many eggs. Anyway.
Did you ever watch Soul Train?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Don Cornelius?
There you go. Yeah. Dance.
So one thing about me, obviously, is that I'm opinionated about a lot of things, and one of those things I'm opinionated
Really?
about is score bugs on broadcast. So a score bug is when you're watching a broadcast, it's what lists the score, who's playing, the pitch count, the for baseball, what down it is for football. It's everything that you see, that graphic on the bottom or the top right or top left.
That's called a score bug.
Yes, that is called a score bug.
I had no idea.
Wow. Well, the more you know.
Now you know.
So
Did you know that?
I know.
Okay.
Now I know.
One of the most
All right.
beloved score bugs in the baseball world is the NBC Philadelphia score bug, because they always list things where it would be the initial or the logo of the team on the left and then the logo of the other team on the far right, okay? So whenever the Phillies would play the Pirates and it was 0-0, it would say poop. And it was, everybody online loves this, and it was going crazy. It goes viral every time, and I was just like, this is the best. This is what score bugs are for. It's to make everybody happy and also to tell you all the information. Well, to my dismay, NBC Philadelphia has changed their score bug, and now it lists the first 3 initials of the city that it's from. So, for example, Baltimore versus Philadelphia, it's BAL 0, Philadelphia 0. And this is a travesty, guys. Bring back the poop. We need it. It makes me happy every time I see
She
it.
just said that out loud?
She did.
Yes,
Oh.
bring back the poop. I'm sorry. I'm just very fired up about this, and I need this to get out.
You know what, Emily?
This
you know
is
what
gonna
you
be a promo running all over.
I
the
think
bring
so.
back the poop.
Bring back the poop.
You are, Emily, I think it's safe to say, the Gafote of the Philly scorebug.
Yes.
You are the greatest fan of all time
Of NBC Philadelphia.
of NBC Philadelphia scorebugs. ESPN LA, the Lakers, and BBGO are teaming up to find the Lakers Gafote, the greatest fan of all time of the Lakers. Are you the Gafote? If so, you could win the ultimate fan package, including courtside seats and a year's supply of BBGO. That is awesome. If that is you, go to LakersGafote.com, LakersGFOAT.com to learn how to submit your entry.
BBGO. Wow, I'd never knew it was called Scorebug.
I had
I had to manipulate the scorebug
Yeah.
when I used to work at UVA in their broadcasting department, and so I would have to put the pitch count and everything. And yeah, but that's what it's called. You can
Did you
impress
ever
your friends.
spell hello with a calculator? Have you ever?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
can do that? Okay.
And then a female body part as well.
No, didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can do that.
Don't you have to
Oh,
flip it upside down?
oh.
Wait,
Okay.
how do you
Yeah.
not? That's like the first one guys
No.
learn.
I
No.
misunderstood for a second what Emily meant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I believe I can say the word. Yes.
Scorebug.
Sure, but I
Yeah.
just didn't want to say it. I don't know why.
Boobs.
Yeah, you can just
Spell
spell
boobs
it.
with a calculator.
That's not what I was thinking. I'm like, how do you spell that with a calculator?
Yeah, I clearly went.
And
yeah.
that, I'm not saying.
Wow. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
I was
Might
gonna
be
say a
able to, but
different
I'm
word,
still
but-
not anyway.
Yes. Wow. Yeah.
But 80085.
That's how you spell it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I just never knew. I mean, when it's on the screen, I look for info. I largely ignore the scorebug unless I need it.
When I
Right.
was reading that tease
Yeah.
that Emily wrote, I'm like, I genuinely have no idea what Emily's talking about
Because,
here.
okay, in the Super Bowl, you guys saw the scorebug in that one looked terrible. The font on that was the worst. It annoys
swear, I
me.
didn't
The
I didn't
graphics
realize
for
it.
the Super Bowl. I'm
Well,
sorry.
it's,
You know
it's
what?
a scorebug.
You got
so
okay.
bad.
I'm like DeMarco. I did not notice. But that being said, Laura, Emily, your complaints, they were widespread.
Yeah,
like
it
this
was
is something
disgusting.
I saw this being talked about on socials.
Interesting.
I will admit,
Go back.
no idea what anyone was talking about.
Exactly, because why would they debut a new scorebug at the Super Bowl? Like, of all places, why don't they test it out earlier in the season? There's Fox had a great scorebug. It was clean. It was simple. The graphics were great. But then they changed it to have the font was weird. There was no outline on the font. The font was very strange. The kerning was off. It was so strange.
Okay, I'm seeing if I can find an image of this scorebug because I honestly
They probably scrubbed it from the internet because it was,
It was so bad.
Oh, the internet remembers everything. Just ask that Martinez character. The internet
Tony
remembers
Martinez.
all.
Yeah, no, the scorebug was terrible there, and I just cared about this
You
a
know,
lot.
I'm looking at what I think is the scorebug right now.
Does it look that bad?
I would have never noticed this. I think
How do you not notice?
I think this is what they're talking about.
You need
That right there, the bottom line? That bothered you?
Yes, Emily, this is what we're referring to?
Yes, it's because the font was so weird. It looked so bad.
It looks
it took up
graffiti-esque
too much
a little
space.
bit. Yeah. Okay.
And it's hard to see because also they would put the graphics that weren't controlled in this space. It just felt like there was no control over the graphic they put on there. Again,
Interesting.
it's stuff I care about too much.
Honestly, who was I talking? I think it was Briones. Him and I were talking about it because I broke my tooth and all that other stuff. So we're not talking texting. And the first thing he said, he was graphics trash. And I was like, okay, I wasn't the only one that noticed. I'm glad.
And they debuted it last year too. So when I can't remember who had the Super Bowl last year, the Chiefs and 49ers Super Bowl. They debuted a no scorebug there, and then just give us a little warning.
Oh, I didn't know.
Are you suggesting that this scorebug required a trigger alert?
It did because I wanted to scrub my eyes out by how terrible this looked.
I watched the Super Bowl the whole time. I did not
I
notice
fell
this.
asleep half of it.
I think I might have noticed, it's different, but
Bring back
it's the score.
the poop and bring back the old score.
It's the score down
Emily
the
right now
distance.
is doubling
Yeah.
down. She's like, I want this to be a drop. At this point, bring back the poop is going to be a drop, even if I have to force it. All right, coming up, we are learning a lot.
Did we really just talk about that?
We did. We actually did just
Yeah.
talk about it. We are learning a lot about the Lakers, and everybody is going to have to reconfigure their brains.
Does he look skinnier now?
Luka?
Does he look more in shape, less puffy, or is it just me?
Is that one of the new things we're learning? That's coming up next. Travis and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
What's up, kiddos? It's Clinton Yates, the Big CY. You've seen me on your television. You've read what I write because I am first and foremost a journalist. And that's why I'm on live 5 days a week from 7 to 9 a.m. on Clinton and Friends. On my new show, we're going to talk about what I find interesting in the sports world, from college coaches that think they're bigger than the sport to who I will pay to go see live. So pop that radio on early before Travis and DeMarco and make Clinton and Friends part of your daily routine from 7 to 9 a.m. on ESPN 710, kiddos.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Trav with DeMarco.
Only one all-star defense team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you. Hey, it's DFAR. The best sports trips aren't just about the game. It's about the whole experience. With Absolute Sport, that experience is built around you. Whether it's an El Clasico match followed by a night in Madrid, oh yeah, or a company outing at the U.S. Open, they'll customize everything to fit your perfect trip. If your event has a ticket, they'll build a package around it. So what are you waiting for? Visit us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT-sport and make your dream trip a reality.
Cap here. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt. With years of experience and a passion for helping people, if you've got water damage at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. That's 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt. Your claim, our game.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Here we go, Travis Rogers, DeMarco Farr.
The far side. You ready for the far side?
I'm in the far side.
You're in the far side.
Welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. So let's get to the fun, shall we? The Travis and DeMarco Show right now.
Yeah!
I love that. You sound like a chainsaw. My man. Do that again.
Yeah!
See? If you were
You
in the
guys see
South,
that Elon
I'd run.
Musk
No, I'm just kidding.
had a chainsaw, but he said chainsaw. It's like, does he think that a chainsaw says chainsaw? Whatever.
He lives in a very different reality than
Who's this?
Elon Musk.
Oh, Elon. Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a very different world that he's occupying.
Chainsaw.
That's like how a 4-year-old would do the sound effect.
Yeah. Ring ding ding ding. Anyway.
Probably the 4-year-old do better.
Huh?
The 4-year-old might do better.
That's funny.
It is a Michelob Ultra Reaction Monday. We react to the Kings win over Utah and the Lakers win over Denver. Thanks to Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Only worth it if you enjoy it. And just mentioned the Lakers' big win over the Nuggets in Denver, no less. 123-100. You get the Luka breakout performance where he looks like the supernova generational star that the Lakers are hoping he's going to be here for the next 10 years. Everything's built around. You get the Lakers, at least for one game, slaying the dragon that has been a hot thorn in their side for the last couple seasons. You also get a reminder that we are still learning who these Lakers are in real time, game by game. And there's been a lot of incarnations of the Lakers this season. they looked like a different team at the beginning of the year. Then they started shifting into a different defensive version of themselves. Then you get guys like DFS and Vando
Love him.
becoming,
Vando,
arriving.
And getting D'Angelo Russell out.
Vando is that gnat in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
He is that pest of a defender. I love everything about him.
Yeah,
and he has a defined role, and he relishes that role.
I've been beating the drum for a while. Regular listeners on Locked On Lakers, available 5 days a week everywhere you get your podcast, Monday through Friday, always free. And for the sickos who like to watch, there's a YouTube component.
See, that was perfect. See?
Thank you.
Do the Gafote like that.
Well, last Gafote read was very good. It was in larger print. I could see it. But the Lakers are a very different team without Jared Vanderbilt because, particularly pre-DFS, there was really nobody on the team that did the things that Vando does at that level, playing that hard. This is a very different Laker team than the one we began the season with. And I think we're learning things about them in real time. We're recalibrating expectations about them in real time. And
yes.
Obviously, it's one game against Denver. But
significant.
It's significant. But the matchups are completely different than they used to be. Like Denver used to be a rough matchup for the Lakers, in part because before you had the natural matchup against Anthony Davis in Jokic. You had a natural or pretty good cover for LeBron in Aaron Gordon. He's a defensive specialist with that type of size. Before they had a perimeter stopper in KCP,
built to beat the Lakers.
In certain respects, yeah. I mean, I don't know if they were designed specifically to beat.
It just kind of
beat
worked
the Lakers,
out that way.
but it kind of worked out that way.
Yeah.
You look at Saturday's game; the matchups now are completely different. Like Aaron Gordon may still be a guy that you can put on LeBron, but he can't guard Luka and LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Porter Jr. can't really guard either one of them.
Math is different now.
Christian Brown is meant to be one of their perimeter guys, and he can do a good job, but he's too small for both Luka and LeBron. Like Rui now, because of some of these other configurations, can start manipulating mismatches that work in his favor offensively. And what do you do now with Jokic?
What's a bridge too far? Because championship is on the table now. Or is that a bridge too far for the Lakers?
You want me to give my honest answer?
You just beat Denver. Not only did you beat the pants off them. You frustrated their best player. The best player in the world had no answer.
He did not. They completely took Jokic out of his comfort zone.
Yeah.
He was completely out of whack. The answer to his championship on the table, I think it's possible. The truth is I don't know.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen these Lakers go up against enough good teams in the West. Like, if memory serves, they have not played the Thunder this year. If they certainly haven't played them more than once. I'd have to look. But like last year, the Lakers were a great matchup against the Thunder because they had way more size than OKC that OKC just could not match up with.
Different now.
It's way different now. The Thunder have a ton of size.
They played once and they lost to the Thunder.
Way back, right?
It was 101-93 on November 29th.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's so long ago and so many incarnations of the
Might as well
Lakers
be
ago.
last year.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
it was.
Like there's nothing to take away from it. Other than I guess a continuation of when they still had AD, they could play reasonably well against the Thunder. I mean, 101-93, that's not a blowout loss or anything like that. How they look against the Thunder this year, I have no idea. Well, I don't know.
No, I don't know. I mean, all I'm concerned with right now is how you look against the Mavericks. And anything less than a 40 burger from Luka would be a disappointment.
To you or to Luka or both?
To both. I mean, if he's out for blood, right? And it's just so crazy. Like when I say championship is on the table, because arguably the best player that we've ever seen in LeBron, a lot of people's eyes, he's that guy, has been relegated to the 1B status. And he's okay with it because it's actually the right thing to do. So I don't know how you defend against that or try to outscore that. So, and they're playing inspired defense on the other end. So, you know, that's when you were talking in the build-up, when we started the segment, I'm like, man, the Lakers are going to mess around and win a championship this year, or at least be in the mix sooner than later.
This is what I would say. Like, to make up my mind whether or not they can win a championship, I just need to see more games with this group. Like, we've only seen...
That look like what you just saw.
That look like what we just saw, and also against good competition. Like, Denver was the first team they've played that's any good.
Do you know why I'm a little skeptical or worried? It's that because of that Miami game. when LeBron just looked so freaking tired.
But doesn't that feel like a million years ago by now?
It does.
It's
and
crazy.
He's changed. He's different. I mean, and like, if you're LeBron, you should welcome this because you got a guy that can actually carry the load. And when you're sitting on the bench, you can recharge and come back. You can decide, I'm just going to lock down defensively and let him score.
LeBron's still going to get his because he's LeBron, and you would be stupid to reduce him to basically a shotgun riding spectator.
No.
Like, you don't want that.
But the responsibility to carry the team is shared now.
Yes,
how about that?
It is easier now. And like Anthony Davis did things that made LeBron's life easier, like particularly defensively. And I think LeBron genuinely appreciated and respected everything AD did. But LeBron, at least offensively, had to do a certain amount of work to get the ball to AD for AD to take that load off him. Luka truly makes his life easier. Like, he truly makes it much simpler on that end because nobody has done things the way LeBron did them, specifically more like LeBron, other than Luka.
Wow, your life could be easier. Your transition to retirement can be a little bit a smoother path, and you might get a championship or two out of it. All you have to do is acquiesce some.
Like, if you're asking me, am I convinced they can win a championship? The answer is no, just because I haven't seen enough. But I will say this, earlier in the season, I thought the Lakers were a good team. I did not think they were good enough to win a championship.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the other G word.
No.
They have a chance to be.
No, I thought they were good. I thought they were occasionally looking great. But I thought, like LeBron and JJ have said, our margin for error is so small.
Yeah.
We always have to play at the top of our game. Luka both raises the floor and the ceiling of this team because he can do things that few players around the league can. One of them happens to be LeBron.
Well, just don't fall on your face next time out. We'll see. But, I mean, if you keep improving on it and keep, like you said, improving that chemistry. I like that receiver-quarterback analogy. Is that a metaphor or an analogy?
I think it's an analogy.
Whatever.
It's more of an analogy.
I like what he tried to say there and how, like, if you get two guys that are on the same page. Emily would know this. There was a time when Antonio Brown and Ben Roethlisberger were almost the same person. Yeah, they had this otherworldly connection. If you can get that sort of connection between LeBron and
Stafford and Cup had that when Cup was Cup.
I mean, Mahomes and Kelsey at times.
And you don't have to worry about protection. This is just basketball. But if you get that same mind mentality where I know what you're thinking, I don't know who stops you. I don't know who beats you or who you can't score with.
But this is one of the things, too, that I love that JJ laid out. Our offense is going to first run through Luka.
Yeah.
But still, LeBron and Austin are going to get chances to run the offense because they're good at doing it. But you are, and this is something JJ has, I think, prioritized.
Smart. Keep getting out in front of it.
Right.
Yeah.
He has prioritized this since becoming coach. The idea of, I want everything to be clear. I want guys to understand their roles. Like, I remember before the season began, it was maybe like the first or second day of training camp. Actually, no, it was before training camp even broken because JJ talked about this on Zach Lowe's podcast. He named his starting five. It was going to be at the time D'Lo, Reeves, Rui, LeBron, AD. And coaches are often super cagey about this. Like, especially if there's a guy injured and you're talking about who's going to be the new starting guy or whatever. Like, they will often go without naming their starting five, treating these like they're nuclear codes or something. Like, it has to be that secret.
Right.
And I asked JJ, you went the opposite route. Why? And he said two things. First of all, most of these guys, most coaches around the league, they know exactly what you're going to be doing anyway. Like, it's hard to really surprise other teams. So there's no reason to keep it secret. But the other thing is, I want guys to understand their role. And in his mind, for the starting five, there was no position competition. There was no training camp battle. These are clearly the five guys I want to start. I don't want to pretend that there is some type of training camp competition going on for that. I would rather the guys who are going to be coming off the bench fight for those positions, fight for that role in the rotation. I want guys to know what they're fighting for as opposed to manipulating
If you look at that roster and you can't pick out your starting five, then something's wrong.
I think was Redick's point. He's like, it's obvious to me what I'm going to do.
Here's my guys. And
Why
here's everything else.
would I pretend that it's something else. All that does is make things murky. I want clarity. JJ is getting out in front of all this. Luka's going to be the primary ball handler, then LeBron, then Austin.
That I'm happy about. He's out in front.
Well, especially because you only have 27 games to figure this out.
You got to keep boxing LeBron in and setting the tone. Did he speak before LeBron? JJ?
Yeah, because you mean after the Denver win?
Yeah.
Yeah, the coach always speaks before the players are available.
Didn't put it out. We go through Luka first, LeBron, then AR.
And LeBron was asked about it, and that's where he had the quote about the wide receiver and quarterback.
Good job by JJ. That's what I'd be shocked. I would give up a pinky toe that he would not become a great NBA head coach. Smart guy, played the game. He gets it. He understands it. Smart.
He's also been, like, J.J. Redick is not lacking for confidence, and the confidence can sometimes...
Stones, yeah.
The confidence can sometimes, I think, project arrogance, and that's something that
I like that, though.
Sure.
That's that Duke arrogance.
But also maybe some sleep could help, because he talked about how he didn't get much sleep between the games before the Nuggets, and so, obviously came out with a great plan.
No sleep till championship, JJ. Keep going. Sleep after the parade. There you go.
I guarantee that is. I mean, Luka's talked about championship is the goal. JJ's talked about championship is the goal.
The only coach that can sleep around here right now is Dave Roberts. But you're playing right now, so get back in there.
Well.
There you go.
Should sleep very well. Speaking of the Lakers and a championship, there's a little element that I think has gone under the radar, that if you are hopeful about the Lakers winning a championship, you're going to be excited about this. That's coming up next. Travis and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
I love when you illuminate me. Hey, look, tell them about the law offices of Joseph S. Normand and his all-star team. Look, accidents can be devastating. There were two. There was one in the express lane this morning. I have no idea how that happened. The front bumper was on one side, the car was on the other. And it's only one lane. And I didn't see the other car. It's just weird, though. But I hope they have good people. I hope they're on the phone with their family. They're okay, number one. Number two, make sure you call Joseph S. Normand right now. Accidents can be devastating. And remember this, the recovery process can be very difficult to deal with. Think about missing time from work right there. No insurance company is ever on your side. Anything you say to any insurance company can and will be used against you at any point throughout the process. Believe me, they tried to get me for a rear ender back in December, tried to wait me out. I'm glad I called Joe, and he advised me of my options, and he is to the letter, almost perfect. So you have many choices in the legal team, but you need an all-star team behind you. Call this number right now, 213-747-2000, or visit normandlegal.com. Again, 213-747-2000. Make sure to tell them Travis and DeMarco sent you.
The Kings returned from the 2-week break and earned a hard-fought win over Utah, thanks to veterans Drew Doughty and Trevor Lewis.
Rebound around the wall for Fiala right wing. Steps up top, Fiala.
The Kings returned from the 2-week break and earned a hard-fought win over Utah, thanks to veterans Drew Doughty and Trevor Lewis.
Rebound around the wall for Fiala right wing. Steps up top, Fiala. Soft pass to the middle. Doughty winds and scores! Drew Doughty with a blast from the blue line, and Drew is on the board in 2025. Right wing, King to the blue line. Spence, one-timer, kick save, rebound, score! Trevor Lewis! It's 4-2 LA on Trevor Lewis's fourth of the year. With 10:19 left, it's 4-2 LA.
Tonight, the Kings return to action against a Pacific Division rival. It's the Kings and the Vegas Golden Knights. Tonight at 7:30 on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Who's smiling in SoCal? Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. This can be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, a youngster who brightens your day. Tell us who's smiling and you could win some awesome prizes like sweet tickets from ESPN LA, Sonicare electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, and a grand prize of Invisalign from Beverly Hills Ortho. Enter now at ESPNLA.com and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Orthodontics.
Is your heating and AC system ready to power through the season? Whether it's keeping your current system in top shape with a quick tune-up or replacing an old system, NextGen is here to help keep your home safe and comfortable. For a limited time, NextGen is offering ESPN LA listeners a heating and AC tune-up for just $88. Their expert technicians will make sure your system is running safe and smooth so you can enjoy total home comfort all season long. If it's time for a replacement, NextGen can help with that too. They offer professional, full full system replacements with the latest energy-efficient models to help you save your money and keep your home at the temperature that feels just right for you. We're here for you 7 days a week because your family's safety and comfort are always our top priority. Don't wait. Call 833-3NEXTGEN. That's 833-3NEXGEN to schedule your $88 tune-up today. And don't forget, if it's time for a replacement, NextGen can help with that too.
NEXGEN. Call 833-3NEXTGEN.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
When you're in the thick of a project, Harbor Freight is the place that always comes in handy. Whether you're picking up something for your pickup truck or a power tool for your project, at Harbor Freight, your dollar always goes further. And these days, when everything seems to cost more, you can take pride in knowing that you get hard-working tools at hard-working prices. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
You're from over there, I'm from over here. We're sitting in this hot tub together. What do you like to drink?
No.
See?
No.
No? Not at all? Come on.
No.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Bamba, baby.
There we go. Ah, yeah. Emily, I got a question. How many sisters do you have?
I have 3 sisters.
3. Oh, good. You're perfect. Okay. How was the relationship with your mom? Sisters and mom?
Okay. Currently, when I was at home, are you asking me for?
Just, I didn't grow up with sisters, so I'm learning.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Exactly.
One thing is you see yourself in your mom. So you and your mom are almost reflections of each other. And so oftentimes, if you are reflections of each other, you also clash. And so I think when I was at home, I felt at times, and I love you, Mom, if you're listening, and I'm not saying this to be, but at times it felt like her anxieties were being pushed onto me at the same time. I was very anxious. And so it was hard to take. As an adult, I have great understanding and thankfulness for my mom and what she did for me.
So, okay, perfect. So the clashing, I get everything you said, makes sense, it checks out. All I need to know is, what should I do as dad when you guys are clashing?
Take a step back, and they kind of need to, as long as it's not getting into like a physical realm, they kind of need to clash. They kind of need to have that moment, and then maybe dad comes and talks to daughter outside of it. I think my relationship with my dad was also a little bit different at the time too. But I think in the moment they both need that energy release, or at least I did.
Yep.
There was some heat last night, and
your younger one.
Yeah, whatever. I was doing something, and there was the dust up going on. So wife came in, and then I heard something, and I'm like, Grace, what's wrong? Went in there and talked, and
she'll probably bite your head off too.
No, Mommy's so mean. No, just hug. So time to go to bed. So all we did was talk and sit and talk about like the Lion King until she fell asleep.
That's nice.
Cute. Right.
You don't want to pit her against mom. Like you don't want to be like, mom
I didn't
was
even
being
ask
mad.
what happened.
Of course.
I didn't want to know.
You kind of want to be the daughter's little respite of like, hey, let's talk about something else if you want to talk about it, or what's really going on is like a good spot to get.
We had fun. Okay, we tried to name all the characters in the Lion King.
That's cute.
Go ahead. Mufasa.
Simba.
Rafiki.
Nala.
Timon.
Pumbaa.
See?
We could have.
right.
Hakuna Matata, dude.
Right. This is what we tried to do. Lasted 45 minutes till she fell asleep. So I just wanted to know what
45 minutes.
45 minutes.
I mean, did you get down to like the 25th build character in Lion King?
She's watched them all, so we had some the outsiders, the hyenas. We brought in everything.
Have you seen the Lion King 1.5
yes,
movie?
we brought in everything. We brought in every character. Yeah, we
streaming.
got down. I think I won with Zira.
I don't think I could have a 45-minute conversation about the Lion King, much less just 45 minutes of naming all the characters. That's amazing.
Remember, I had an agenda now. I'm trying to calm this girl down so she can go to sleep. Yeah.
So
You're like pulling up IMDb on the
Bro,
slide.
I'm pulling out all the stops. Yeah.
Is your wife the disciplinary one in the household?
No, I mean,
my dad never really did.
Yeah.
My mom handled all that. So when mom and I got into it, or I have two older sisters, so when they got into it, dad was like, "Oh no, man," because it's gonna come back to me somehow. So like my mom always handled that.
I see why people like golf, because I wish I could have left. But yeah, thank you. Okay.
But it's important to
I'm not
also
the referee.
have both women in your life feel that they're seen. And so to listen to your wife and what she might have been frustrated about, and listen to your daughter what she might have been frustrated about. It's a hard place to be, but growing up is hard. And it's a lot of anxieties, it's a lot of frustration that they might not be able to voice. And so being a good listening is great.
You know who else wants to be seen, Emily? Laker fans.
Oh, look at
They
you.
do.
And ESPN LA, the Lakers and BBGO are teaming up to find the Lakers Gafote, the greatest fan of all time of the Lakers. Are you the Gafote? If so, now you can be seen and heard. You could win the ultimate fan package, including courtside seats, a year's supply of BBGO. If this is you, go to LakersGafote.com, LakersGafote.com to learn how to submit your entry. Really quick, the piece of the Lakers that I think may have flown under the radar in terms of positive signs of what they might be moving forward. And this even predates, to some degree, Luka and Luka's arrival, because he's only played 4 games with the Lakers. 3 were against lousy teams. He was lousy. The Lakers have very quietly become one of the best teams in the Western Conference versus opponents 500 or above. They are now, after this win over Denver, 15-12 against teams 500 or above. To put it in perspective, the Thunder, as one would expect, demolishing everyone. They're 21-9. But the Memphis Grizzlies, the number 2 seed, they are 13-17. Denver Nuggets, 12-14. The Houston Rockets, they're 20-15, but I imagine they are sliding because they've been sliding in
Rockets
general.
just lost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Clippers are 12-18. The Timberwolves 16-20. Mavericks 13-19. Warriors 16-20. Kings 10-18. That's your 1 through 10. Obviously, I don't know the context to every single one of these losses by these other teams. I don't know who was available, yada, yada, yada. The Lakers have one of the best teams in the West, one of the best records in the West against teams above 500.
And it predates Luka's, what you're saying.
Absolutely. They've only played 1 game against a team above 500 where Luka played.
And they have a very tough strength of schedule coming up, which
Yes.
they will be playing on more of these teams.
Yeah. I'll say this. If you're wondering who the Lakers are and their ability to win a championship, the next couple months are going to tell you, because their schedule is hard.
It gets harder.
It gets harder. Very hard.
Against tough teams. It's look, I always had the philosophy is you beat the rest and hold your own against the best, right? It's the ones that you drop that you shouldn't against those bad teams. Those are the ones that drive me crazy. When you're facing good teams, it could go either way. The stars get paid too. The other stars. You wish you had some of those guys that aren't playing for you.
Yeah, the other team gets a vote.
Absolutely. But it's picking the wounded fawns in the Serengeti. You can't drop the ones that you should win. Those are the ones that will determine where your playoff seeding ultimately.
Well, that's why those losses against the Hornets and the Jazz, those are the losses that may come back to bite you. Like if, say, you miss out on home court, or let's say you end up missing the 6th seed and you're the 7, you have to go through the play-in.
Or you got to make that up by beating those good teams.
Well, that's among the many reasons that it mattered that they beat Denver. They got back one of those losses against Charlotte.
Denver is a good example of what I'm talking about. If you lose to good teams, as long as you're cleaning up the bad teams, you can withstand those losses. So, I hate that you have to depend on. I want the Lakers to win every night, but I hate that you have to. I need this win versus a team that's really, really good. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to you?
Say that one more time.
Okay, so like Denver, right? They're beating up on bad teams. I think that's fine, because if you lose to good teams, you've beat enough bad ones to where your playoff seeding is still good.
I mean, they're still the 3 seed for the time being.
I would hate that you have to go through a bunch of good teams needing 3 wins. And your next 3 opponents are all well above 500.
Well, but that's why it's so important. The Lakers are currently the 4 seed. They are 1 win behind the Rockets at 5, but they're also 1 loss ahead of them. The Lakers still have to make up a couple games from the Wildfires, so they've played fewer games than most teams in the West. But like you can only play the teams that are in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're playing those bad teams, the Lakers are 19-9 against teams below 500. They have largely cleaned up and handled their business against really bad teams. What gave you pause about the Lakers for a little while is when they were up against the good teams, they were losing. But lately, Denver, the Knicks, the Celtics, like that, the Clippers recently, that trend is starting to move in a direction that looks potentially good for the Lakers.
Possibly coach of the year run for Redick. Who knows? It all depends. I think LeBron and Luka are figuring it out. What does AR give you? What is his role now? That's a question for JJ going forward. Yeah. Because as this becomes a more Luka LeBron situation, what's left for AR? What do you think his role would be?
I think the shorthand for Austin is learning to play off, becoming the most effective version of himself off ball when the other two guys are out there.
A starting version of Manu? Kinda?
He gets compared to Manu a lot just because they both have very herky-jerky styles, the way they play.
Foul hunting.
Odd angles when they're on the court a lot.
Gets to the line.
Austin is not super quick, but he has a style that can be hard to cover just because you can't quite figure out where he's going to go. Like, he moves at a lot of odd angles. He does that behind the back dribble, shifting directions a lot.
Depending on matchup and how he's playing, if he scored 15 in a night, wouldn't be surprised. If he scored 40, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think the role for Austin is going to be, in a lot of ways, we need you to provide blank on whatever night. We need you to shift to blank on whatever night. Go do blank.
Yes. Whatever you think your game is, it may shift from night to night. And you have to be able to accept that. And I think if the Lakers, and this is where JJ will earn his money really, if everyone starts to accept their roles, and I think they are, you got a chance to be something special. But if any sort of pride steps in, that's why I like JJ getting out in front, telling you exactly what's going on, to your point.
This team has seemed super bought in for like the last 4 to 6 weeks.
Because you understand the goal.
Yeah. I mean, I think they also, and this predated Luka, they just wrapped their head around the idea of we can't, at least pre-Luka, we don't have enough talent to coast. Like, to win games, we have to play hard. And it doesn't matter that LeBron is 40. It doesn't matter that Anthony Davis, there's always the injury concerns. It doesn't matter about any of this other stuff.
Yeah.
You want to win or do you not want to win?
I know I was going to ask you about Goodwin. Can he play in the postseason? Or do you have to? Is he a two-way guy?
As long as he is on a big boy contract by, I believe, the last game of the season, he's eligible. But he cannot play in the playoffs on a two-way contract.
Hasn't he earned a big boy deal?
I think he has, and look, he's ahead of Shake Milton in the rotation. I think in a lot of ways he's ahead of Dalton Knecht in the rotation.
Yeah.
There's just, assuming my understanding of when you have to convert a two-way, like the last moment before you're playoff ineligible, if I'm understanding this correctly, there's no hurry with Goodwin.
But you have to sign a deal for the postseason.
You have to convert his two-way deal to a regular standard NBA deal before the postseason. But as long as it's before the postseason, like if my understanding is correct, you can do this in April, and it'll be fine. Like there's no hurry to do this.
No, he's playing some.
Now where there is a hurry is if they're going to buy out, if they're going to get some guy on the buyout market and want him to be playoff eligible. I believe that deadline is March 1st. Like that guy has to be waived by March 1st by his other team.
Are you really in the buyout market still?
So far, the buyout market has been kind of non-existent.
I think that was done. I mean, okay, this is what you got, and this is who you are.
Like, it's been Ben Simmons, it's been Alex Len, and there haven't really been any. Dennis Schroeder. No, Dennis Schroeder got traded.
Yeah,
there really is no buyout market so far. There's like 4 more days.
And one more. How tall is Goodwin? Goodwin comparable to Bronny, right?
He's like 6'3", but he plays bigger than his size. Like
Well, I'm wondering what a small guard would look like that doesn't have a vast offensive game. It would look like that.
Here's what he does really quick when we go to hot and cold next. Goodwin, I think, plays with a physicality that makes him seem bigger than he is.
Yeah.
Like he's very physical. He's really good on the glass. I initially, because I've never been up close to Goodwin or Shake Milton, the way they played, I thought Goodwin was bigger than Milton. Shake's actually bigger than Goodwin.
Yeah.
Goodwin just plays bigger.
Plays harder. Yeah. Harder, more physical.
I think he's in the rotation.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. So I hope you don't lose that going forward for a contract.
If my understanding is correct, as long as he is converted before the last game of the season, they're fine.
Okay, good.
So assuming they have a roster spot, I think it's moving in that direction. Coming up next, a little hot and cold Travis and DeMarco show. Andy in for Travis, 710 ESPN.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Mason in Ireland. Today I won after Travis and DeMarco.
He said he was going to go zero dark Mason this weekend.
What? No, what to do? He literally claimed he was going to a place that had no cell reception, no internet. And Momo, you offered him a fantasy baseball trade, and he got back to you within 10 minutes.
Yes, always.
He is a complete liar about this zero dark Mason thing.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio. That's Mason in Ireland.
On 710 ESPN.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you. From sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Right now, get our Value Bowl combo for only $8.99. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Hey guys, it's Sedano at Los Angeles International Airport. Changes are arriving daily to help reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the travel experience. The LAX Economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding, and in the future, the People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. For more information, go to their website, flylax.com/transforminglax. That's flylax.com/transforminglax.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now boarding Group A. Please have your boarding passes ready to scan. If your phone is cracked, old, or was chewed up by your Chihuahua travel companion, please refrain from holding up the line. We ask that you kindly not be that guy, and instead simply go to Verizon and trade in any phone from their top brands in any condition on any unlimited plan for the new Samsung Galaxy S25 with Galaxy AI.
With new line on my plan. Additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Empower. Nick bought a new guitar, a 62 American Classic Electric. Does he know how to play? No. But Nick's Empower investment account has performed well. He got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risks. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is a really, really, really good guitar solo.
As you know, we've welcomed a new partner here at 710 ESPN, NextGen. NextGen, the official AC, heat, and plumbing company of SoCal sports fans.
You're as cold as ice.
Call 833-3-NEXTGEN, NEXGEN, or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com. Time for our feature we do 3 days a week. Who's hot? Who's cold? Thanks to NextGen. Boy, time for Who's Hot? Who's Cold? Take it away, Producer M.
All right, what's hot is phones, because Adrian Wojnarowski is auctioning off his old work phones that he used to break news, and all of the money will go to support St. Bonaventure's NIL funding.
Oh, wow.
So he's labeling them by the trade that was broken or by the
bomb.
news, by the bomb.
He's labeling them by the bomb.
Are all those text messages on that phone?
That'd be interesting.
Yeah,
because
I'd bid on that.
It's like one was labeled like COVID.
Look, I do not know Woj well. I've worked with him a few times. I do not know Adrian well at all. I think Adrian is smart enough to recognize, delete everything.
Oh, yeah.
And bring all these phones to some sort of tech place. Let them confirm it's all scrubbed.
Just
Sign
throw
out
it in
of
the
the
ocean. Throw it in the
iCloud.
ocean. Be safe. Yeah.
But also, if you're a huge Woj fan, like our old friend Sliwa, would you go out and get one of these auctioned off
How many
phones?
do you think Slee was bidding on?
Don't
The
know.
phones?
Yeah.
Big fan.
At least one or two. You may find some Steve
That
Smith
few?
stuff on there.
That
you never
few?
know.
Like
You may find some Steve Smith messages.
I don't want Woj's messages
I
like
do.
that.
That'd be great. I'd put them out there too. Come on. That'd be great.
Oh gosh. Anyway,
Sleewa, if you're listening, I just want to make sure. Remember, you've got many years left to live. You can't blow all of your entire savings on your heroes' phones.
Wow.
Okay, what's cold is New Yorker kids. Okay, so the Mets are at spring training, and a young Mets fan was caught on the mic criticizing Danny Young, one of the pitchers. So this is a kid that caught on the hot mic.
Got to think twice. He had a Scott Rice kind of year last year, Danny Young.
None of those. Those are bad pitches.
That's
As Danny Young was about to, start his pitch, and I just think I love when kids are brutally honest. Do you have kids in your life that are brutally honest with everybody?
Yeah, I call them my kid.
God, yes.
Especially when they're little.
Yeah.
They have no filter, and they don't even realize like subtext or anything that can be read other than how they're saying it, and they have no idea the different ways what they're saying can cut. They have no clue.
A little girl I babysat for one time, I wore Crocs, but closed Crocs, there's no holes, they look like clogs, to pick her up, and first thing, she looks down at my feet and goes, "Never wear those again." And I was like, oh, I didn't know we were going here. Okay, great.
Oh, my.
And I did wear them again because I like those shoes. They're comfortable. DeMarco,
In
what
your
about you?
face, little kid.
There you go.
Do you, were you this kid, DeMarco, or do you know this kid?
No, my kid gets me all the time. If I'm wearing workout clothes. Daddy, you smell like spoiled water. Loud in front of people.
You smell like spoiled water?
You smell like spoiled water. I got to run to the grocery store and grab something. No, you can't go in there, Dad. Why? You smell like spoiled water.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's a very specific burn.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That hurts.
It's not like, oh, Dad, you smell smelly. You smell like just specific.
Spoiled water. Basically, she means the sewer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Go home and take a shower. But I like that.
I'm sorry for your...
what was his name?
It's not even spoiled water. That's soiled water.
What is old boy's name? The first name? Sasaki. For
Roki.
the Dodgers. Roki Sasaki. Did you see that bullpen session of his? Good Lord. I see what all the hype's about. Oh, my goodness.
That was I remember Yamamoto's first bullpen session.
Yeah.
Or then, once the Dodgers got Yamamoto, you start seeing these YouTube clips and Twitter clips of Yamamoto pitching. You're just like, damn.
Yeah. I've been
The kid would not be chanting, don't throw those pitches at Sasaki.
But the effortless just freaking form. It's unreal watching this guy pitch. Yes.
And hopefully they can get most out of him. But this has been Hot and Cold, and Hot and Cold is brought to you by NextGen, the official AC, heating, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. Call 833-3-NEXTGen or visit nextgenaironplumbing.com.
Even the Dodger players are saying, we have a field full of all-stars. They recognize what's going on.
And you know what I was happy to see this weekend? I was happy to see Dustin May out there because we haven't seen him pitch since, I want to say he was pulled in May 2023. And so he had a whole year of Tommy John, and then he was almost coming back last year. And that freak accident where his esophagus was cut by lettuce. You guys heard this story?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
insane. How do you cut your esophagus with lettuce?
I have no idea. It must be some very tough...
Iceberg?
It might have been kale. Who knows? But
kale feels like more of a culprit than lettuce.
Yeah.
For something like that.
But then he had the surgery on his esophagus.
Cats exploding on plane.
Both unbelievable.
Collard greens.
There was
something like collard greens,
cabbage,
chard,
something sharp. Okay,
yeah, like
the end of a romaine lettuce. Sometimes
maybe the end of a romaine.
Lettuce,
yeah,
they didn't clean it right.
The stems of the lettuce could be pretty tough.
Yeah.
But either way, I was glad to see him out there. He had clearly a lot of emotion as he got his he got out of the inning, and he is going to be somebody that we might forget about in the whole run of all the amazing pitchers the Dodgers have. But he could even be so. He could be out of the bullpen in the playoffs.
Guaranteed, you're going to forget some names and then remember them as they come up for the season. That's the crazy thing. You can just roll out star after star.
I'm still obsessed with trying to figure out the roughage that caused this esophagus cut for Dustin May.
Or was that just a cover story?
Could be.
You never know.
There's only... I don't know everything about esophagus.
Me either.
Esophagi.
I have no idea.
But it doesn't feel like extracurriculars would lead to that, but I don't know.
I think I've swallowed a Dorito whole and I've never cut my esophagus.
Why'd you do that?
Just a mistake, I gulped the beer at the wrong time. I didn't time it up.
Wow.
Yeah, threw down that Dorito.
Well, when I broke my tooth and I thought it was like the almond that was stuck there, and I was like, I got a floss, and I was like, oh, I need to come up. It was like part of my tooth that I broke even more. I ended up like swallowing it by mistake.
Oh my gosh! Wow,
disgusting. But things happen. You never know.
I'm happy to see May back out there,
Big
and
time.
I'm sure he's happy to be there playing baseball at all too. Did you find anything, Andy?
According to a quick Google search, the most common causes for an esophagus injury: previous surgery on the esophagus, physical trauma to the esophagus or chest, ingestion of foreign objects, which apparently include lettuce, chronic gastroesophageal reflux. I think we call that acid reflux.
I think so.
Severe vomiting or tumors. So I guess the lettuce story might just check.
Who knows? Okay. I'm looking at my salad sideways now.
Maybe he has GERD.
You're eating one now.
Right now, yeah.
It's like a damn death trap.
Bruh, there's a lot of them there. Yeah.
All right, coming up next, The Dump. Travis and DeMarco Show, 710 ESPN.
What's up, kiddos? It's Clinton Yates, the Big CY. You've seen me on your television. You've read what I write because I am first and foremost a journalist. And that's why I'm on live 5 days a week from 7 to 9 a.m. on Clinton and Friends. On my new show, we're going to talk about what I find interesting in the sports world, from college coaches that think they're bigger than the sport to who I will pay to go see live. So pop that radio on early before Travis and DeMarco and make Clinton and Friends part of your daily routine from 7 to 9 a.m. on ESPN 710, kiddos.
Are you the greatest Laker fan of all time? Enter to win, and you could be named the Lakers GOAT. That's right, GOAT. The winner will receive the ultimate fan package, including courtside seats, exclusive experiences, Lakers swag, and BBGO for a year. For all the contest information, visit LakersGFOAT.com.
And the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement, and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt. With years of experience and a passion for helping people, if you've got water damage at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. That's 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt. Your claim, our game.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text TAP to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text TAP to 321-321. That's TAP to 321-321.
It's time for everything we haven't gotten to today. Yes, it's time for the dump.
So this is a developing NFL story, and from Diana Rossini reporting, the Green Bay Packers are the team that submitted a proposal to the NFL's competition committee to ban the tush push, per sources. So do we think the tush push should be banned, could be banned? Do we want it to be banned?
I do. It's stupid. I like what they had to say. All he's saying is it is unstoppable. And that game versus the Commanders, when they were jumping off sides to stop it, that's where it just crossed over into ridiculous land, when you jump the shark, so to speak. So all he's saying is they want the rule to go back to prohibiting pushing the runner. If it's going to be a sneak, make it a sneak.
But if it was unstoppable, every team should be able to do it, and they can't.
You can, but you're allowing teams, them in particular, who have mastered it, to actually push the runner, which used to be illegal. So if you're going to sneak it, it's on his own impetus to get the first down, not someone pushing him in the back. So it should be penalized when you do that. As soon as the guy that lines up behind Jalen Hurts comes up and pushes, puts his hands on him and pushes him into the line of scrimmage, you should be banged. You should be penalized.
Should it be illegal along these lines? Do you think it should be illegal if a running back is being pushed as well by a lineman? Like any type of pushing should be illegal altogether.
Bo Limmer got flagged for it. If the running back, like let's say Kyron Williams is caught up in traffic and his legs are still pumping, but he's not moving forward. As soon as his forward progress stops, the play should stop. But if the O-line comes in to assist and help, you can't hit him. You have to hit the other colored jersey to knock him out of the pile. If you hit your own guy, that's a flag. It should be. And the tush push should be officiated the same way.
And we'll see if it actually gets passed. It's just a proposal. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to happen. But yeah, the Green Bay Packers are the team that owned up to being the ones
think
to
every
put it out
other
there.
team in the league is going to say yes to getting rid of that.
Besides the Eagles.
Besides the Eagles, yes.
On this day in 2017, the movie Get Out was released.
So good.
Oh, my God.
Love that movie. What do you think, DeMarco?
When she was sitting on the bed, when you started to realize what was happening, and she was eating cereal one at a time with the milk next, first of all, that's a cool way to eat cereal. But that was just absolutely freaking terrifying.
And like the story behind that was Jordan and Allison Williams, who plays that girl in the movie, had a conversation about like what's the weirdest way that you could possibly eat cereal, and it's the milk separate in a glass from that, and then also that the Fruit Loops are colored Fruit Loops, and then it's the white milk. People are like trying to draw the news, like the non-mixing thing with that, but they're like, it's just a cool.
Give me the keys, Rose.
Absolutely terrifying. Yeah, I know. Crazy.
That scene
and like to
is
be
fantastic.
in the theater watching that happen, because you assume too at the end of the movie that it's the police coming to get him, but lo and behold, sorry for spoiling Get Out if you haven't seen it yet. Great movie. And
It's
also
been enough time. It's been almost 10 years at this point.
Yes. And Jordan Peele's 3-movie run is some of the best to me, in my opinion. And I think his next movie should be coming out next year.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah. It's slated for that.
Almost as scary as what was that movie? We're Glenn Close, the one we keep talking about.
Fatal Attraction?
Fatal Attraction. Almost as terrifying as that. Like, watch it. Yes.
Yeah, definitely pretty terrifying. Do you guys see this video? A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez, was at Bucknell this weekend because he was there to do some a speech to some
Bucknell,
students.
the college?
Yes, Bucknell, the college. So he was there to give a lecture to some students there, and then he was invited to the game that they're having and to do a half-court shot for a student. So he takes A-Rod takes the half-court shot. Student gets $10,000, and A-Rod ended up hitting it. The half-court shot. And then the kid from Bucknell gets $10,000.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel like it should be more than $10,000. I feel like the Lakers, it's always a little bit more for running the half-court shot.
I think it becomes cumulative.
Okay.
Like, I think it may grow depending on how many people have missed. I know it used to be that way. It would
the next
build up.
guys for 20?
Yeah, something like that. It would build up after a while. I have no idea the situation in Bucknell, though.
Have you guys ever hit a half-court shot?
Oh, yeah.
No.
A few times.
Have you done it, like, in the thing where you're picking out of the crowd?
No,
done it? Okay.
no, but a few times, yeah. I mean, luck shots. I mean, I threw it up there and went in, but no, never. But A-Rod's a billionaire, cajillionaire, right?
Well, he is billionaire adjacent at the very least. He's part of the ownership group that's going to be buying the Timberwolves. Like, that's been...
I thought that was nixed, though.
Well, no, remember, it just went in front of an arbitrator or something like that, and they ruled in favor of A-Rod and his partner. I think Glenn Taylor, there's some expectation of objection or whatever, but Adam Silver said he doesn't picture any reason that this won't end up going to A-Rod and the partner whose name I can't remember.
But A-Rod should match that $10,000 and give it that to that kid.
I'm sure A-Rod could put together $10,000 in under an hour.
And also $10,000 is probably like 2
You can write
glasses
a
of
check
Bucknell.
for $10,000.
That's what I'm saying. So I would tell the kid, no matter what, you're good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
It should be done, but will it be done? Who knows?
It's not worth the PR hit for A-Rod to have it not come out of his pocket.
Who got hosed? What team hosed the kid? Like, they hit the shot, and then they bait and switch. They promised him one thing and gave him something else.
The Jazz?
Was it the Jazz? They promised him, like, a PS5, and he hit it, and they gave him, like, a jersey or something. Something like that.
This sounds familiar, but I'm not positive
okay, I
about
would
what
sue
team that was.
Bad look.
And more Yankees changing things news. So last week, the announcement that they will be doing away with the facial hair ban, and they will allow their players to have, quote, well-groomed facial hair. They also have now instituted something new for their home games, and that they will no longer be playing New York, New York when the Yankees lose. So if the Yankees lose, they will not be playing New York, New York. They will instead be rotating through different songs, and they played yesterday, I believe, "That's Life" by Frank Sinatra. So
you only get the win. New York, only on the wins.
Yeah, fans were upset they were playing New York when a loss. Like, when the Dodgers walk-off win the World Series in their own stadium, they're playing New York.
Do the Lakers play "I Love LA" on losses?
No.
I didn't think so.
It is, honestly, I never knew that. Yeah. It is weird to play New York after a loss. Like, I want to be a part of it, part of this loss. Like,
part of losers.
Like, that actually doesn't make any sense. I'm surprised it went this long without them stopping it.
Yeah, I thought it was very strange.
Andy, there was a 1-win season in St. Louis. They won one game, and the song they played right after the game was "All I Do Is Win." And the crowd stopped and looked back like, "Are you serious?"
And just for the record, I believe it was the Hornets.
It was the Hornets. Okay, they robbed the kid. Yes.
Also, more Yankees things. So Justin Turner was asked about the Yankees changing their facial hair policy. Justin Turner now is going to be on the Cubs, and he says, "I wonder what made them change their mind." Turner said, "Did someone look so bad without a beard that they're like, we got to change this? Was it Alex Verdugo? He looked terrible." I just love that.
Without a beard?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What do you look like without a beard?
I've
never seen you without a beard.
It's been a minute. I've had this thing for probably a decade or so.
Yeah.
Who looks terrible without a beard? Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole looks like just a little chubbier, he looks great with the long hair and the beard.
I said this Friday at Legends. I think this is the Dodgers broke them. The Yankees recognize the Dodgers are getting all the players they want. They're spending all this money. We can no longer afford to turn away guys who would want to play with us over a beard.
It's kind of antiquated.
Yeah. Oh, it's totally antiquated.
Music at practice. That was weird. Some coaches, I would never have music at practice. Well, you're going to start losing recruits.
Yeah.
Phones in the locker room. No phones in the locker room. No social media.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Okay, you're not getting kids now. Yeah, you're going to have to acquiesce some.
But I think the Dodgers broke the Yankees, and I love it.
Good.
Love it. I think that is absolutely hilarious. And that is still weird to me that they played New York after losses.
Yeah, it is strange.
Automatic. Yeah.
But Nick, imagine if they played "I Love LA" after
that's life.
Yes.
Another Sinatra song that would make more sense after a loss.
Yes,
that's life.
Yeah.
Let's harmonize on that one. And then also a good happy birthday to our buddy O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Yeah.
It's his birthday. I believe it was 34 when I checked his Google, but IMDb could be wrong, right, Andy?
Oh, look at you.
But happy birthday, O'Shea.
Talk to me again.
And it's also the anniversary of the movie that O'Shea was in, Cocaine Bear, which I love.
Funny movie.
Cocaine Bear was a really fun time of the movies.
He is 34.
Yes. Congrats on your 34th birthday,
He had
O'Shea.
Very funny tweet this weekend. Someone asked him, "Has a celebrity ever been mad to you?" He said, "Yes, Ice Cube was mean to me once." Or something like. He yelled at me a few times. Yeah, I was like, "That's so funny." Yeah,
that's great.
Also, the birthday of two founders of very important companies: Phil Knight of Nike, 87, and Steve Jobs, birthday today.
Same birthday.
Yeah. Genius, born on same day.
What's their horoscope? What would February 24th be on the horoscope calendar?
No idea.
Yeah,
none.
Laura, do you know?
Well, they are cusp.
They are
cusp.
Oh,
They're
cusp. Oh.
So there's like a in between.
Oh.
So it's Aquarius and is it Aries?
Is it really? Okay.
I believe so.
Yeah. Well, it's good time to be born if you want to be a founder of an organization. Well, that's
both those guys have had movies made about them.
Yes.
There've been a couple Steve Jobs. There's been a couple Steve Jobs movies, and then there was recently the Nike movie.
Air, which is good.
Air.
Yeah, the Ben Affleck, Matt Damon movie.
Did you see Prefontaine with Jared Leto?
I've seen
it.
So
good. Yeah.
You know what? You should watch Without Limits.
Okay. Yeah.
Without Limits is Donald Sutherland and Billy Crudup. It actually came out.
The other one.
It actually came out the same year as Prefontaine.
Yeah.
In my opinion, way better.
Harley Ermey is the one I saw. And, and they talked about Nike and the waffle print soles.
Without Limits is a great movie.
The Prefontaine story is great, period. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Billy Crudup plays Prefontaine and Donald Sutherland played the coach.
Okay, great.
It's really, really good.
Love the story. Yeah.
So definitely check that out. Coming up, little super crosstalk. Mason and Ireland going to be joining us, 710 ESPN.
Mason and Ireland.
1 plus 1 might equals 3. Does that make sense? 1 plus 1 might equal 3.
It doesn't not make sense.
Correct. The biggest show on the radio, weekdays at noon.
On 710 ESPN.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and switch to the expensive shampoo with amino acids. Sure, you don't know what those are or why you need them, but it sounds very impressive. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can massage it into your scalp every day. Now, if only you can get people to lean toward your head to smell those aminos. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shampoo. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom! That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget. Thanks, Mom.
Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you. From sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Right now, get our Value Bowl combo for only $8.99. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Now here's an important message from my friend, Jacob and Ronnie.
Wildfires can leave lasting scars on our families, our homes, our communities, and our peace of mind. Navigating the recovery process is hard, but you don't have to do it alone. I'm Jacob Amrani, and my team and I are here to help ensure you're treated fairly and get the resources you need. Call us for a free consultation and let us help you rebuild with confidence.
Call Jacob. The CONCACAF Nations League finals arrive at SoFi Stadium March 20th to 23rd. USA versus Panama, followed by Canada versus Mexico. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles.
KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Super Crosstalk presented by In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out. That's what a hamburger is all about.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Oh, we're back. We're talking movies here.
We have to table the Flashdance talk until...
Never. No, I will
It's
talk
the
about
same
Flashdance
movie.
as long as you want.
All the right moves in Flashdance
That
are the
is
same
such a
movie.
reach.
It's on IMDb. It's what it said.
They are thematically similar.
Pittsburgh.
Thank you, Andy. That's a more reasonable
Pittsburgh,
take.
I Want Out of Small Town,
Right.
replace dancing with football,
They are
same
both
thing.
looking to escape the small town, steel town trap.
Yes.
So,
and Stephen
are
Jordan
either
did
one of you
something
guys,
bigger.
Michael Thompson and I are big Hallmark guys. We watch a lot of Hallmark. Emily, do you watch Hallmark movies?
When I'm home, my parents love them.
Okay, so
They're amazing.
in the first 10 minutes of any Hallmark, all Hallmark movies are derivative of some movie that's already been made.
Yeah.
So in the first 10 minutes, Lisa and I, my wife, will go, it's You've Got Mail meets Remember the Titans.
Yes.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
you can always tell in the first 10 minutes
Yes.
where a Hallmark movie is going.
Die Hard in space.
That's my goal, you know that? To
What's
get
that?
A Hallmark movie. I
be-
love them.
to
I
be
wanna
in one?
Yeah. I just want to be in one.
Like,
because I love them so much. It's so
would
sad.
a Lifetime movie check that box for you?
You got connections?
Yeah,
There you go.
a friend of mine's wife produces Lifetime movies.
I love, like,
But
honestly, I love
the
them.
ones that Elizabeth produces, that's my friend's wife, are always like
the secretary killed the boss's wife, and now it's like taken out of single white female,
Yes.
or one of them, or A Hand That Rocks the Cradle, or one of those deals.
They're part of the true crime genre and wave that everybody.
Lifetime
right
goes
now.
a little darker than Hallmark. Hallmark is always rated G. It always has a happy ending, and never ever is there a sex scene in a Hallmark movie.
In a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't. But the funny
What's
thing
her
is,
name from Full House?
they fall in love.
Jodie Sweetin.
No. You're talking about Candace Cameron.
Is that the one she's on?
Well, she just
fine.
okay. So this is I don't know how far down the rabbit hole you want to
Well,
go.
I was going to
Not
say
too far.
both of them have been in this world.
But I know one is on the Hallmark
So,
side.
all right, here I'm going to give you the short version of what is a very long story. So, Hallmark's making movies. They're cranking out 50 Christmas movies a year. And during our last presidency, during the Biden presidency, as you know, there was a big movement towards woke.
Yes.
So all of a sudden, Hallmark was pressured to do a lot of same-sex movies, like guys. And the traditional Hallmark people that ran it went, "This isn't our formula. We want." We don't want to be any woke stuff. So they left and started their own network called Great American Family. Now, Great American Family is all straight down the middle.
Yeah.
You'll never see gay.
That's where she
You'll
went.
never see.
Yeah,
and
okay.
Candace Cameron
that's what-
went to
that.
And by the way, I think they gave her ownership in that network. She's married, Andy, to Pavel Bure.
Yes.
Remember the hockey player?
The Russian Rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, if you want to watch her, you got to go to Great American Family.
Okay.
And Jodie Sweetin is on a Hallmark movies occasionally.
I was going to say they both have been.
But Candace
in
Cameron's
that
been
world.
in maybe 50 of them.
Lacey Chabert is the queen of the Hallmark movies from Party of Five and Mean Girls.
She's in more now that Candace Cameron has jumped to the other network. Lacey Chabert is in more Hallmark movies than any other actor.
You know, she was in her ear going like, "You should jump, man."
Right.
This is
that
the right
opened the
place.
door for her.
Did you guys play video games?
Yeah.
Systems? What systems? Did you have Sega
I
Genesis?
did not. I missed the whole
I had a
video
Sega
game
Genesis.
world.
I had
Did you
a
ever play NHL on
Nintendo.
Sega Genesis?
Oh yeah.
Pavel Bure was unstoppable.
Wait, he's the one you wanted? Well, that's
unstoppable.
That's
Yes.
like when I went through. Like I go back to Tecmo Bowl, and if you had Bo Jackson, you would automatically win every
If
game
you
because
pick-
Bo Jackson was faster
If you
than
pick
everybody
Bo,
else.
I'd have to pick the Giants for Lawrence Taylor to stop you. That's the
Right.
only guy
Do
to
you remember
tackle him.
during the pandemic we played NBA, whatever it was, some sort of 2K some
And what
simulation.
I remember about that
Simulation, yeah.
is that
Simulation, I guess.
my team was absolutely loaded.
Yep.
I had Magic, I had Elgin Baylor, I had Kareem. I thought I'm going to dominate.
What game is this?
It's in Mason's team destroyed everybody for one reason. Shaq.
Oh.
Nobody could stop
Is this
Shaq.
2K?
Oh, all he did.
It's
and
like
I don't,
2K,
It's
yeah.
like 2K.
Oh,
We
okay,
play,
yeah.
And Shaq was just completely done. Like nobody.
You don't even know how to play. Just
Oh,
give
yeah,
it to
no,
Shaq.
give it to
Dunk.
Shaq.
So think about that.
Kinda like real life
I had
for a while
Magic.
there.
I may have had Magic and Kobe as my guards.
Yeah.
And I had a front line of Elgin Baylor, James Worthy, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now that team is not losing.
Nope.
Yeah.
Mason beat me by 30 because he had
It
Shaq.
was all Shaq.
Just give it to
all
Shaq, turn around and
so
go.
did you go to the Kings thing
Yeah,
yesterday?
I did.
How was it?
It was fantastic.
Explain what it is, what I'm talking
So they
about.
did an LA Fire Relief Skate for LA Strong yesterday. The Kings put on a beautiful show. They had a lot of celebrities there. Snoop was there as
Will
a coach.
Ferrell.
Will Ferrell was there. We saw... Who
Saw
else?
Patrick
Whitworth.
O'Neal was
Patrick
there.
O'Neal was doing the
Good, because
broadcast.
Patrick lost his
know.
family home in the fires.
I know. He was there yesterday, and it was just a fantastic
I
event.
saw a photo of you. You were not driving the Zamboni, but you were on the
I
Zamboni.
rode shotgun. on
They
the
wouldn't let you
Zamboni.
drive it?
No, because you weren't here the day we had Luke on, and everybody described how bad a driver I was.
Oh, and
Look,
so
you're not driving this
Okay,
time.
yeah, probably a good move.
By the way, I don't know how to drive a Zamboni anyway. But
Is there a trick to it?
you just sit there.
Is it
Right.
loud?
Right. It's not as loud
It's
as
not
you would
loud?
think.
Okay,
No.
yeah.
Here's the one
But
thing.
could you conceivably wreck it? Like, could
Yeah.
you if
Oh
you?
yeah, you
can
hit
wreck
a wall.
anything.
It's a
Put
motor
your mind
vehicle.
to it.
Yeah.
By the way, I could.
But it was great. Mace was like somebody, like a Miss America or something. He's just on the Zamboni
So-
and he's just giving the way.
Well, you know what Mason likes to
Like that.
say?
There you go.
If there
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a spotlight, he wants to be in it.
But
So
Wow.
this is par for the course.
But the coolest thing, I'd love to say they were all waving at me, but apparently that's a tradition at the Kings that you wave to
At the
whoever
Zamboni?
the Zamboni guest
Yeah.
is. And you know what my thought was?
Wave to Pepe.
We
Put
gotta
Pepe
get
on him.
Pepe on a Zamboni.
Oh,
Okay,
my
now
God.
let me.
Everybody will wave.
Pepe's gonna be in here a lot this week because there's like tomorrow starts a stretch where we're going to play 6 Laker games in 10 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Including this week, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And I'm not exaggerating this in any way. Next time you guys go to a Laker game, you can literally no one waves to Pepe. Nobody.
Really?
He'll come in here and say, "That's not true. That's not true. You're making that up." I challenge anybody. Any of you guys going tomorrow?
Yes.
I can't go.
Okay. When you go,
Yeah.
I want you to look around, and if you can find anybody who doesn't work here,
Right.
waving at Pepe, I want you to take a picture of it.
Because when I'm there for it, I always run up the stairs and I wave.
Pepe
I make
is
sure
delusional.
Pepe sees me wave.
He will. Michael and I just laugh hysterically at this because he will get up like
Yeah.
he's a dictator
And wave
He'll
to
get
people?
up. He'll look to his right and he'll wave, and he'll look to his left, and Michael and I will stand there with our arms wide up, going, "Who are you waving at?"
Well, here's the thing, though. A lot of dictators, they do that wave, and nobody is actually waving back. But all of the people,
this is that.
right? All of the suck-ups and the underlings around them convince them that people are waving to them because they're scared of the
now-
dictator.
Although we've done everything we could to convince Pepe that nobody is waving, and he continues to wave.
And he will not give it up. He'll get up in a wave and he'll go, he yells at Michael and I, "You two, the Lakers
Wait, he
acknowledge
just
you and you
stands up-
don't wave to the fans." I said, "Pepe, no one's waving back."
Is he just stands up and starts
He
waving
stands up
at
and
no
DeMarco,
one
I'll take a video of it tomorrow so you can see it.
during the break? He just stands up.
No, they introduce us. They
Yeah.
say, if you want to listen to the game, here's John Ireland and Michael Thompson. They'll get a
Lakers
shot
Radio.
of
John
Michael and I,
Ireland
and we'll
Michael
be
Thompson.
talking and doing the show. They'll say, and Pepe actually comes before us. They'll say, on Spanish, it's Samuel Jacobo and Pepe Montilla. And Pepe will stand up. He'll look to his right. He'll wave. He'll look to his left. He'll wave. And DeMarco. Not one person waved.
See,
and so
that's-
now the ushers feel bad for him.
Oh,
so some
man.
of the ushers have started to wave, but even they forget. And at the last game, I looked hard left, hard right. So did Michael. Not one person.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, Pepe on a Zamboni
Would be great.
Everybody would wave to him. He would
everybody
love it.
Oh, my
waves
God.
to the Zamboni. It will be the greatest moment he will actually have.
And
Waves
now we
in return.
even Gary Martin, the sign guy.
Yeah, I know
who
the
we're
sign
all
guy.
we're all friends with Gary, who sits
Yeah.
in the second row. And so if like LeBron makes a basket, he holds up a sign that has a crown on it,
Yep.
or Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
He has. So now when they put Pepe on the scoreboard, he will stand up with a sign that says "Wave to Pepe,"
Oh,
and
my
still
God.
no one waves.
Yeah, no,
All right.
I convinced
Yeah.
Gary to make that sign. By the way, the Luca sign is going to debut. He
The
DM'd
Luca
me.
sign.
It's not. I don't think it's done yet. The Luca sign.
What
He
does it
says March the something.
What
It's
does it
gonna-
say?
We don't know.
We don't know?
It's
Okay.
always a secret until the
What's
last
your
moment.
big
that
buildup?
Gary the sign
What's your
guy.
AR sign? What's your Austin Reeves sign?
It used to be, and I think it's no longer politically correct. When he first got here, it was
What?
like an AR-15 when
Oh,
you
you
make
can't
a
do that.
3.
Yeah.
Well, he's even said he doesn't like
Right.
that.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
Right, so they don't do that anymore. Well, remember Andre Karolinko?
Yeah.
Was his nickname was
AK-47.
AK-47.
Yeah.
He was
And
number
they
47.
even dropped that
Right.
because they're afraid it's politically incorrect.
Okay, interesting. I
So
wonder.
we'll
we were
see
talking
what
about
happens.
what his fit is going forward if Luka and LeBron start to meld like we think.
Hey.
What is AR's contribution? Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Before you guys get out of here,
Yeah.
because you and Mason are both here, I wanted to.
Yeah. Let's touch on this.
I wanted to bring this up.
Touch on what?
If Matthew Stafford
Oh.
did leave the Rams and they brought in Aaron Rodgers,
I'd be happy.
there's not that much of a difference
I would
between
have
those two
a
guys.
hard time rooting for him.
Until
What
December.
what is the difference on the field between Matthew Stafford and Aaron Rodgers?
I don't
Very
think Aaron,
little, right?
But I don't think Aaron.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers
doesn't have
is
the-
good as Stafford.
He doesn't have the arm
Wait a
talent
minute,
of
Andy.
Matthew Stafford.
Aaron Rodgers is better than Matthew.
He's
Aaron
always not.
Rodgers
Yeah, he
has
is.
won 4 MVPs. Matthew Stafford has 0.
No,
That's a while
currently
ago.
better. Currently
Well, no,
better.
but I mean-
he's not currently better.
Pull up before you go. Pull up Rodgers stats
wait,
from
I
a year
will.
ago and Stafford stats from a
Don't
year ago.
judge
They're
him just
almost
off the Jets.
identical.
Don't judge them just off
No,
the
but
Jets.
even on the Jets last year,
The Jets are bad.
even on the Jets last
I
year,
don't think they're-
Rodgers
I
was
don't
as
think
good
his
as Stafford.
I don't think his numbers are as good as you think they are.
Mace,
is.
You have him?
Yeah,
Mace,
I'm
I'd
looking
be
him up.
very
And I
happy.
remember
Yeah.
this came up. Momo was in here. DeMarco was
Right.
in here. I don't think they're as good as you think they are.
Well, all I know is
Look at Stafford,
if
too.
I'm a Rams
I will.
fan, and Mace, this is more your thing than mine, and Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback, I don't think there's much drop off.
I love Matthew Stafford. I think there's an enormous drop off. I want Matthew
what was
Stafford
touchdowns
back.
to interceptions, Matthew Stafford?
At what
The
price?
touchdowns to interceptions was 28-11 for Rodgers, and Stafford's like 20-8. But most of those interceptions were one game for Stafford.
Right.
Like, it was
Well, he had-
loaded
he
on.
had-
He did have one
he had a
really
three.
bad game.
I'd
Right.
rather have 28 and 11 than 20 and 8. I get 8 more touchdowns.
Well, here's the thing. Stafford had a much more talented team
Right.
with a running back who made it much easier on him. The Jets were playing from
Stafford's
behind
completion
most of the year.
percentage was like 3% higher. Part of the
Which
reason
is nothing.
No, it actually when you rank completions, that is actually pretty significant.
No, if one guy's throwing 57, the other guy's throwing 54, that's 3
not that
passes. I mean, it's not much.
But in terms of the way these rankings break down, it actually starts creating separation. Part of the reason Rodgers had more yards than Stafford is he threw like 70 more times.
But I want the Rams. I want the Rams to throw more.
5 years after Rodgers retires, he's in the Hall of Fame first.
Of course.
ballot.
Sure.
Stafford,
But
still
that's
trying to decide.
not the conversation.
We're still trying to decide.
But that's not the conversation I'm having. If you're asking me who's had a better career, it's Rodgers, hands down.
And you point out 4 MVPs. When was the last one?
But wait a minute.
Let's look at last
MVP?
year. Let's look at the most recent
Again, that's
season.
a separate conversation. If you're asking me who's been better on balance for their career, it's Rodgers.
No,
That
but
to
what
me is
Mason wants to
irrelevant,
say
though.
is, well, who's better now?
I want
Stafford.
So,
I think
Stafford's better
No,
now.
last year Rodgers was as good, if not better, than Stafford, right?
Aaron Rodgers still has it.
I mean, DeMarco's standing on the sidelines watching him throw.
I will be so pissed off if they don't keep Stafford.
Me too. But if you do lose him, if he prices himself out, your only option would be to sign Aaron Rodgers.
And wouldn't you, Mason, in that scenario,
if you want to compete,
they can't agree on price, and you have to decide between Russell Wilson, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Aaron Rodgers.
You're taking Rodgers.
Absolutely not Jimmy Garoppolo.
So it's Rodgers.
And you're not taking Russell Wilson.
You'd rather have Rodgers than Russell Wilson. I mean,
you sign Sam Darnold?
He's a nut job. No, Sam Darnold's going to be too expensive.
Sam Darnold is going to cost
more than Stafford.
As much or more.
Would you rather have Darnold or Aaron Rodgers?
I'd rather have Darnold because he's younger, but
I'd rather have Rodgers for now.
Right,
with the way the team is built now,
it's a win now. It's a win now situation.
You got about 2 years.
I just don't like Rodgers.
I know, and Mason, you're going to have to get over it. If that's
wait
the
a
case.
minute, you think that's going to happen?
I think there is a decent chance. If Stafford leaves, I think he's the leader in the clubhouse.
Before you leave, I want to ask you one thing.
Go ahead.
Why or will they sign I keep thinking of Curie. It's Alaric Jackson. Why are they going to not keep Alaric Jackson?
If he prices himself out.
Because he's going to be one of the hot free agents
Of course.
this year.
That's what I'm saying. This is all
he was great for them last year.
Explain who Alaric Jackson is.
Left tackle.
I don't think offensive lineman, really, really good.
This is why I don't think you lose Stafford, because you get your left tackle for low in price. He's not going to break the bank. You have to pay Kyron. That's going to be on the low end for running backs.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to break the bank, and you don't have to pay your defense. The only thing stopping you from signing Stafford is the fact that you don't want to.
Well, I think
that goes away the closer you get to camp.
Don't you think what it is Stafford doesn't want to do a 1 year at a time thing? He wants a longer term commitment. Aaron Rodgers might do it for 1 year.
Right.
Yes.
Because he has
Which,
no
if you're
real
less
options.
Snead, that gives you more flexibility.
You're at 40. Tua and Lawrence are at 50 plus.
Right.
That's at the crux of the argument.
Well, I will be so disappointed if they don't bring back Stafford. They were the only team that gave Philly a game with Stafford.
And
Rodgers could do that.
Same thing. I agree with John. 100%.
Boy.
Look, I'm not even.
Let's put the least likable guy in the world as the face.
I disagree that he's the least likable guy.
God.
He's a contrarian.
Come on.
Do you have to like him?
I'm surprised you don't like him. He's into ayahuasca.
I will root for him if he becomes the Rams quarterback, but
it's just less pleasant to root for.
He's not as much fun to root for.
Then root for Verse.
Well, I mean, I love everybody else.
Hey, by the way, you guys that are gamblers, I'm not. Go look at this. Must have been a misprint. But I get people send me odds all the time. Jared Verse for Defensive Player of the Year next year was like 200 to 1. If that can't be right. I think somebody added a 0. He's got to be 20 to 1.
200 to 1 is way too
200 to 1, yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be 20 to 1, right?
Rookie of the Year is a smaller pool.
I'm saying Defensive Player of the Year next year.
I'm trying to tell you, Rookie of the Year is a smaller pool. Defensive Player of the Year that brings in everybody.
Right.
Myles Garrett, all of those guys.
But
Jared Verse for that. Why bet $1?
Micah Parsons, there's a lot of guys out there.
Yeah, but Verse is in that conversation, right?
He's going into year 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
right.
I put $1 on
by
it.
the way, you think Alaric Jackson will not be here next
No, I think he will be.
Oh, he will be.
That's what I'm saying. It's all set up for you to get your veteran quarterback back. Yeah.
Who's the guy that the Rams lost that's going to be the GM in Jacksonville? Is that
James Gladstone.
Is that? Do you know who that is?
I do.
Okay.
I remember when Les Snead brought him in.
Was he on the Rams staff currently?
He's been with the Rams, I want to say, since 2014.
Man, the Rams are just a feeder organization for the rest of the league.
And is it Jeffrey Lunau or what are those? He's one of those young geniuses.
Okay.
By the way, I was going to
so
say
hire
too,
him now because when he's ready, you won't be able to afford
Like
him.
Alex
McVay.
Van
Yes.
Pelt, Scott
Kaplan's roommate
is going to be on the Rams as an offensive.
So Cappy has
senior
sources now.
offensive
Oh, the
assistant.
guy from Buffalo.
Yeah, the guy.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
So he's
or New
coming
England. Was it New England or Buffalo?
He was more recently. He was in New England.
New
He was-
England,
He was,
that's
in
it. Yeah.
He was in Cleveland before
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But Cappy's now got a great connection inside the organization.
Well, even if he didn't, he would say he did.
Oh, he would, yeah.
But now he's actually not lying. This
No,
is
he's actually
this is
right.
the exciting thing.
It's-
Super Crosstalk brought to you by In-N-Out. That's what a hamburger's all about. Listen tonight to Lakers Talk 6 to 7.